Yo, 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 what's going on out there? It's your boy Monty back with another one, man. And we gonna talk a few things today. Happy Juneteenth. Happy Juneteenth. Shit. Stay set up, baby. Hit that like button as y'all come in, people. Ah, my brother Mr. Tiptoe say still at work. He'll be out soon. Okay, okay, champ. On Juneteenth, they working on Juneteenth, Mr. Tiptoe? Damn, bro, you should have told him, listen, this is Monday, motherfuckers. But I do get it, you got a family to feed. You did. Rockstar lifestyle might not make it. So they go work your black ass, huh? They don't give a fuck about none of that. He real. My bro, stay ready. What's going down, big bro? Man, over here, happy Juneteenth, my brother. I'm just over here chilling, my brother. Nothing good. Let me know if you want to link, Matt. Fuck with me. In fact, we just go drop the link in the chat. Okay, okay, okay. No doubt, bro. How you feeling out there in Texas, though, my big bro? I gotta come on your shit too, Mac. I ain't did shit with you in a minute, man. I've been doing this motherfucking homework, bro. That shit been having my ass. in the ringer. Hell yeah, I already know, big bro. I think I missed your last show though. I don't know. You was talking about guns on the last one. On the last show, Mac, you was talking about guns. Cause I remember you had the female on there talking about the gun license and the gun rights and shit. I think that's the last one I was in. My brother Keon, what's up, bro? Keon, I'm dropping the link in the chat if you want to jump on this bitch, bro. Your boy Gary Russell called out AB. What I'm talking about? I be forgetting what the hell I said I'm talking about. Oh, yeah. All right, no doubt, bro. Niggas is crazy. I hate dudes who run with narratives, bro. I hate dudes who run with narratives. Just because Gary and fucking Regis Progress said something about AB, now they pulled this whole cord. Like, man, get the fuck out of here somewhere. These dudes and these narratives, bro. The cats be listening to that stupid shit. Really be listening to it. Hold on, y'all. My brother, BFTV, my brother. 1 second, y'all. Go ahead, boss. I'm listening. Damn, man, my homeboy, little brother just got gunned down. This city ain't shit, bro. This city ain't shit. 17 years old. This city ain't shit. Yeah, I'm happy Juneteenth to everybody, man. On fucking Juneteenth. Motherfucker should be celebrating that we got a fucking day. These motherfuckers, man. But yeah, man. I already know BLTB. Thank you so much, big bro. Damn. That shit threw my whole thinking. But man, we got our they done made Juneteenth, a holiday. Big ups to that, because I'm getting tired of fucking I'm getting tired of them fucking just giving us the shortest month of the fucking year. And every time we come around for Black History Month, we always gotta talk about slaves and shit. And to be real, even with the Juneteenth shit, it's like it's coming down to slavery. You know what I'm saying? Oh, y'all was freed on this day and shit like that. But nonetheless, we got another holiday for us being Black. Know what I mean? We got another fucking holiday other than fucking Black History Month. Because Black History Month, I appreciate it, right? But it's like Cinco de Mayo, St. Patrick's Day, you know what I'm saying? Shit like that. For the Mexicans and the Irish, they get to have fun on that shit. Them motherfuckers have big ass Mardi Gras. And I'm talking about the city set that shit up. 704 Joe was going down. Family Cypress Hill was going down. Right? The city set this shit up. The cities be really setting this shit up. Motherfucking St. Patrick's Day. We be attending that shit. St. Patrick's Day parade, big ass shit. Have it all on television. You go downtown. We can go to St. Vincent, or we go down downtown by Broadway down here in St. Louis. Big ass motherfucking parade just going, they having fun and shit. Motherfucking Cinco de Mayo Day. City set that shit up. Big ass, every bar open, Mexicans having fun and just doing fun shit. But let Black History Month come around, and what the fuck we do? Teaching us the same goddamn shit. Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, slavery, this. We don't have no goddamn fun. We don't got no damn motherfucking Black History Month parade. You know what I'm saying? We ain't got shit to where we can go out there and just put on my, you know what I'm saying? Y'all get what I mean, man? Have a motherfucking drink on Black History Month. We got to sit back and talk about, oh, this black person did that. Nah, motherfucker, we need something we can have some fun on too. But we can shock the world as well. My bro John Kramer in the building was going down, bro. Nitty G was going down. The call him Money Brown because he getting a lot of money. Salute, champ. Nah, man, I gotta get that to get the money, bro. I gotta get that to get the money. But yeah, though, bro. But like I say, this is a day where we celebrate Independence Day, where we supposed to be free to slaves and shit like that. You know, but we got to start getting something that's gonna be, you know. Well, today we can say it. We can say we can celebrate today where we can have some fun. But I'm just tired of everything with blacks got to be linked to slavery and shit like that. When we help build this whole motherfucking world, not just this country. That's why shit get fucked up. Motherfuckers think we just help build this country. No, we help build this fucking world. Period. You know what I'm saying? Period. We help build the fucking world, bro. And we need to be, you know, commended. Commended, not just in this motherfucking country, but around the world, bro. I want some shit that's gonna stand out for black people. You know what I mean? That's gonna stand out. That's gonna touch 18 fucking countries, some shit like that. How it touched George Floyd, how George Floyd hit 18 countries. I want whatever that's put in place for black folks to touch 18 countries and be celebrated in 18 motherfucking countries in 50 states. You dig what I mean? For real, bro. For real. I'm tired of this old we shall overcome ass shit. I want some shit where I can go out, we can have some drinks, we can turn up, we can enjoy it. We want motherfuckers that they want to be a part of it. You know what I mean? We want to bring out the Mexican, the whites, the browns, the blues, the grays, the oranges. We want to bring out every motherfucker and say, well, on this day, them black motherfuckers be turning up. We need it, you know what I'm saying? But we just out there, we got shit on TV where motherfucking celebrities and music stars, they got that shit popping. Like, I want something big for our motherfucking ass. Not some of this little weak ass shit. My brother Lawrence Wim in the building. Lawrence is going down, bro. Lawrence, see the fight off, man? Man, I'm pissed off, bro. I feel like Amanda Serrano, bro. I'm pissed off too. The motherfucking fight off with Katie Taylor and Amanda, bro. That's bullshit. Pure bullshit. You know, pure bullshit. But we gonna get there. But yeah, though, man. Like I say, I'm happy with Juneteenth. But we need some on Juneteenth. Like that's gonna stand out, bro. I want some shit that's gonna stand out, bro. Period. You know what I'm saying? Period. I want some shit that's going to stand the fuck out. And I ain't ashamed to say this shit. Because we deserve it. You know what I'm saying? We fucking deserve it, man. Hell yeah, John Kramer. John say facts. For real, bro. We need some shit that's gonna stand the fuck out. Just like when we go out and celebrate they motherfucking days, I want their ass to come and celebrate our shit. Because they not celebrating no goddamn Black History Month. And I know my people be saying, you know what, fuck everybody else. We need something for us, this, that, and third. But I want it to be to what they want to be a part of it. Yes, it's for us, and we gonna celebrate it. But I want it to be so big that everybody want to be a part of that shit. You know? and that bring more light and more, eyes to the situation as well, and it make it that much more bigger. You know what I mean? Like all our ass know about motherfucking Mexican Independence Day, but majority we know about Cinco de Mayo, and even I as be having a drink on Cinco de Mayo. You know, St. Patrick's Day, they have big ass motherfucking Mardi Gras parades and shit for St. Patrick's Day. They throw bees like you in the Mardi Gras. Motherfucking popcorn green. They got St. Patrick's Day in the school, hanging up Lucky Charms and shit. Motherfucker, I mean, four-leaf clovers. I'm talking about Lucky Charms. Four-leaf clovers and coloring leprechauns and all type of shit. I always used to wonder that though, bro. Like, why the fuck we can't get nothing, bro? Man, my big brother Tank, where you at, Tank? Man, I appreciate you, my big brother. Thank you so much, man. Thank you so much for the donation, bro. You know it's all love back to you, big bro. It's all love back to you, man. That's what's up, bro. Thank you so much. Thanks for the donation. He said, just because I love my brother, that's what for. See what I'm saying? That's love right there, man. That's love right there. You know? And I appreciate him just as well. I wanted to get him on here one day because he got a fucking brilliant boxing mind. Brilliant fucking boxing mind. You know what I'm saying? And he boots on the ground. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, though, man, I need something that's gonna stand out for us, bro. Like I say, I ain't ashamed to say it. I want motherfuckers to want to say, "Oh, it's this day." Oh yeah, we going out. We going to kick it with the blacks. You know what I'm saying? We want to kick it with the blacks. Like we be saying, shit, we finna go kick it down here with these motherfucking Irish people. Or shit, we finna go kick it with these Mexican people. You know what I'm saying? I need something to stand out. Like on Juneteenth, yes, we got Juneteenth, but we need something on that motherfucking day. Okay, we celebrate. We're gonna have a big ass boxing match. There go my bro. All love, big bro. All love. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna have a big ass boxing match or something. Like, we need something that's gonna stand the fuck out, bro. You know? I know we all out chilling, we all out celebrating, and I just need something that's gonna get us there. That's my little sister. I had a little shot, but I think I need another shot. Y'all feel me doing that? Yeah, Tank, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I look at us, bro. Because like I say, they just make it like, oh, y'all help build America. No, we help build the whole fucking world, bro. We make the fucking world go round. It ain't not one continent you can land on and black people ain't there. I don't give a fuck even if you go to Asia. And I know Asian is full of them motherfucking Asians, but you go even find black motherfuckers in Asia. You know what I mean? But we contribute to the whole goddamn world, the entire world. So that's how I want it to be. That's how I wanted to be. But I do appreciate Juneteenth, which we've been knowing about Juneteenth. I don't know what the hell Donald Trump talking about. Talking about, oh, if it weren't for him, Juneteenth won't be as popular as it is. Oh, I think you getting delusional, son. Very, very delusional. Juneteenth had nothing to do with you. Donald Trump wants credit for every goddamn thing. For every damn thing. And I'm happy as one guy put his ass in his place. Like, I'm getting tired of you talking about what you did for black folks when you really ain't done shit for black folks. And I'm getting tired of black folks talking about Donald Trump did this, that, and the third. He ain't did shit that the other 44 presidents didn't do. So I ain't really. That's why, man, I want to go into politics, y'all. I can do this politics shit so good, man. It's a man that be at the school, he into politics. He be wanting me to get down with politics and shit. But I just know how hard politics is, bro. That shit is very hard, and you gotta know people in certain places, and that shit more dangerous than the streets. You know what I mean? You'll get killed quicker in politics than you would in the streets, and that's a fact. You get into politics, you'd have been ran across some shit that your ears ain't supposed to hear. And them motherfuckers would be like, could we trust them or could we not? You know what I'm saying? And next thing you know, they find your ass talking about you, oh, he committed suicide. Find your ass hanging somewhere. Talking about you committed suicide. Knowing damn well they to knock your ass off. Yeah, I ain't playing them politician games. Unless you got an army behind you. That's the only way you go into politics. If you got an army behind you and you already got some money in play. But if not, you're gonna be a small time little fish in a big fucking pond. And one thing they don't take heed to and they don't really fuck with is new faces and new ideas coming in trying to change whatever the fuck they doing, which is already crooked as fuck. Don't know if they can trust you. Don't know if they should say certain things around you. You know, so politics ain't no joke, bro. And they play dirty. They play dirty as fuck. You know what I'm saying? You think a motherfucker say fuck your mama, fuck your dead granny. Them motherfuckers play dirtier than that. They'll dig your mama, dig your dead granny up and sit them on the porch and say it's your fault. And dig up all the background on them and put it on them the reason why they dug them up. Yeah, you don't play with politics, man. You gotta understand that game. It's a dirty fucking game, and you will find yourself somewhere fucked around if you don't know how to play it. You know what I'm saying? But I am grateful though for Juneteenth. You know what I mean? Mr. Shelton, salute, 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 bro, salute. And I want to touch on this too, man. I put black lives and brown lives matter because they do. You know what I mean? I know my black brothers be like, we gotta take care of what we can take care of for ourselves first. But I feel like us and Mexicans are in the same boat, man. I feel like we're in the same boat, even though I feel like we've been done worse. No, I don't feel like shit. I know we've been done worse. And I had this conversation with one of my Mexican homeboys. You know what I mean? I had this conversation when I told him, yes, bro, I understand what you're saying, but you have a whole fucking, if you want, you got a whole motherland you can go back to. You know your mother tongue. You got a whole mother. You can speak your language. You can speak your mother language, and you know what I'm saying, we won't even understand what the fuck you're saying if we don't know how to speak it. No, but with us, we don't even know our fucking mother tongue. We don't even know our mother language. We stuck with English, which is not our first language. You know what I'm saying? My brother Keon in the building. We stuck with English, which is not our first language, and you know what I mean, shit like that. So, but Mexicans do go through a lot of fucking shit as well. So that's why I say brown lives and black lives matter. And I'm gonna read this, and then I'm gonna let my brother Keon touch in on it. There was this he came out. He said, share the fuck out of this. I share this post because it's time that we stand up for our people, just as the black brothers and sisters have stood up for their people. So many wrongs have been done to both the black and brown community. Right now, we have over 3,000 children missing from ICE facilities. We need to stand up for our people and stand together with the black community. Stop letting racism from generation be passed down. Divided we fall, but together we shall overcome. We say brown pride, hashtag black lives still matter. And I can respect that shit to the fullest. I can respect that to the fullest. You know what I mean? On the simple fact of they are taking kids and taking them over to ISIS and shit like that. And what to ICE, I'm sorry, and they taking these kids from there. Who knows what the fuck they doing with these kids? We seeing this child sex ring shit happening going on. Hillary Clinton coming out on some shit. We seeing all this shit, bro. So they taking these people and treating them like they're not even fucking humans. And I feel like that shit is wrong, bro. On top of that, we know what they doing with fucking Mexicans when they talking about, oh, immigrants, Donald Trump talking about build a wall, how they being mistreated just like us. But just so happen we the ones getting shot down, and it's like we green lighted right now. Like black motherfuckers got the green light on them to shoot and kill blacks. Dig? And that's the fucked up part. But Mexicans, they have a heart as well. So I'm gonna stand up and say, yes, black and brown lives do matter. When they talking about white lives matter, I don't want to hear that shit. I don't want to hear it. But I will go on the record saying brown lives matter. You know what I mean? Any day of the week. Any fucking day of the week. What's going down, my brother Keon?
What's happening with your money?
Chilling.
Hey, man. Yeah, just getting in the crib, man.
Yeah.
Shit, listening to you cook. I hear you.
Sound like
Yeah.
bit,
What'd you say?
Sound like you're a little bit tired over there.
Man, shit, man, you ain't said nothing but a word. Nigga is tired. Uh, but yeah, man, I hear what you cooking on right now, and I feel what you're saying about the brown lives matter and all of that. Um, and my thing is with everybody saying like, oh well, this life matter. We ain't never said that it didn't. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody saying that the other lives don't matter. But see, the issue is that we the ones out here getting killed every day, and it's been going on for years and years and decades. You dig what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like what I say to motherfuckers that hop on. Well, everybody's like all lives matter, this and that. This is what I say to them. You know what I'm saying? Because it sounds like to me that they just want to be included in some shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? They just want to be included in some shit, right? So I
Uh-huh.
say to them like this. I say to them like this. Next time you see a black man or a woman getting the dog shit beat out of them by one of these police, all right?
Uh-huh.
Or you see one of them get shot down in cold blood, I want you to jump in front of that ass whooping and take that ass whooping, or I want you to jump in front of that bullet and take that bullet. And you know what I'm saying? And then I'll be happy to include you when I say Black Lives Matter. You know what I'm saying? You want to be included? Well, then be included when we get racial profile. You know what I'm saying?
That's
Jump in
true.
front of them bullets. Take that ass whooping.
That's
That's
true.
just what it is with me. You know what I'm saying? You
That's
feel
true.
left out, you want to be included. Well, there you go.
Yeah. Because we are the ones that's being exploited out here and things like that. But I will
And
say that
then,
it is some Mexicans mothers out there that don't even want to fuck with black people. Like you can't even
well,
bring them at home.
that's what I was finna tell you. See, I live in Arizona. Okay.
Right.
Now I do got some Mexican partners that's solid. You know what I'm saying? That's solid and they ain't on that bullshit, right?
Uh-huh.
But I'm going because it is, I know like out in like Dallas, Houston, the Mexicans is different out there. They
And in
grew up around.
Cali. And some parts of Cali too.
Yeah, well, nah, Cali Mexicans is like they is out here. Now, let me break it down to you how it is with the Mexicans on the West Coast. And like I said, don't get me wrong, I got some Mexican partners that's solid, and
Uh-huh.
they not on that racist bullshit or none of that. But for the overall majority, the large part,
Uh-huh.
especially the older generation, right? Okay,
Uh-huh.
they don't fuck. They more racist towards blacks than whites is. Now let me tell you, cause I live out here in it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I'm from the South. I grew, you know what I'm saying? I grew up in the South, from the South, where I didn't even never seen no Mexican before until I came out here. But the Mexicans out here and the Mexicans in Cali, they don't fuck with niggas like that. The majority of them, you know what I'm saying? So they more racist towards blacks than the white folks is. Real shit. You know what I'm saying? They think for some reason, and I'm just keeping it 100. They
Oh,
think
yeah,
for
go
some
ahead.
reason that like they above us. Like, you know what I'm saying? They actually show more love to the white people and then try to like bandwagon with them and shit on us. That's just how I go down. Even in the pen, they join up with with the whites against us. You
Yeah.
dig what I'm saying? Like I know all this. I've been through all this. So
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? So I kind of feel some type of way when you was like, well, we got to say brown lives matter. I feel you. I feel that way too. But then I feel another side of it too, because I know, you know what I'm saying, the majority of them don't fuck with us like that. They tell they daughters not to fuck with us. A lot of them don't even want us around. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of them, if you fuck with with one of their daughters or something, they gonna, you know what I'm saying,
Just
ostracize
on the
the
door.
daughter
Yeah.
out of
Just
the whole. So
I seen
so
that
I
situation. I know what you're saying.
so you know what I'm saying. I didn't see it from both sides. So, but like I said, the Mexicans like in Houston and Dallas and shit like that is different because they grew up in the hood with the black folks and it's different. You dig what I'm saying? So, um, but like I said, don't get me wrong. I got some Mexican partners that's solid and they ain't on that bullshit. But if you think about overall, the majority of the Mexicans on the West Coast, they built different. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what I
They
say. The Mexicans I've been around, they all been cool. But like I said, I already know about that situation you saying. The Black Band and Salute, and I'm gonna read y'all comments in a minute, and I understand that. I get you 120%, 120%. But we gotta change the shit. And I know it's a lot of Mexicans out there that do fuck with us, that do show love to us, that is getting beat the fuck down, like we getting beat the fuck down. Like I say, we getting caught on camera, but I said this in the beginning. They don't go through what we go through. Like I say, we go through the most shit. We do go through the most shit. But if they want to come band with us and join with us and stand for our cause, and they being sincere about the shit, because like I said, they get their ass mistreated as well. Regardless if, and I know what you're saying. The motherfuckers, I know they call us niggas and monkeys too. I know it's a majority of them motherfuckers that don't like us. And I know about the situation. If you date one of the daughters, they'll disown the fucking daughter, kick her ass out the house and shit like that. But fuck the older heads. We talking about the future. We talking about if we go get to the future and build a better future. And I know we want a better future for ourselves as well. But I think we stronger together. And I think we could use them motherfucking Mexican people to come over here and help our ass out and stand for a cause, and vice versa. They can use our help as well. But I'm with you. I'm not dismissing the fact of we knowing what the majority and the older crowd think. But for us, a younger crowd, like I say, with us now, how we taking over this shit, because we the new generation. Regardless if they like it or not, we the new generation. You know what I'm saying? We got the right to help change some shit. And I know, first of all, first and foremost, I'm with you. We got to change for our people first. That's the first thing. But nonetheless, I just I won't just disband. You know what I'm saying? All Mexicans, bro. And like I say,
yeah,
you ain't banning all of them.
nah, absolutely not. But you know what I'm saying? I'm not the new generation. You really ain't the new
I'm gonna
generation.
check
You
this
know,
out, bro. Check this out.
I'm down there 40 years old. Now the younger, now this is what I gotta say. I'm talking when I say I'm talking about like the ones that's my age and the ones that's older. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm damn near 40 years old. You in
Fact,
your late 30s, I think. You know what I'm saying? So
33.
the ones that's in our age group, they grew up with that racist shit. You dig what I'm saying? Now the younger ones, they the ones that's running around. They changed. They the ones that's running around saying nigga every sentence and shit. So they kind of, you know what I'm saying, like they think, you know what I'm saying, they in the hip hop culture and all of that, whatever. They don't really think like that. But the ones in our age group and older, they on that racist shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's just what it is. And a lot of the lot of the males is like that too. But all in all, I understand exactly what you're saying. You know what I'm saying? Because that wall built Trump building the wall, and I'm against all of that shit, right?
Uh,
I'm
uh,
against all of that shit. You know, uh,
no,
uh, uh,
I feel you 100% too, because like I say, we know about that. Especially like you say, when you mention the prison, we already know how the shit going to prison cells. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
So
like
I
what
feel
you
you
so
100%.
like, you know what I'm saying? The white man did all of that shit to y'all, but you still want to do everything and anything you can to get their validation, and then you go, you side with them to, you know what I'm saying, go against us. Like, come on, make that shit make sense to me.
Right.
But
Type
you
of
know,
shit.
it's a, you know what I'm saying, we can go on and on about this all day, and
Oh,
it's a
yeah.
lot more to it, it's a lot deeper. But all in all, I get what you're saying. But you know, at the end of the day, um, I feel, I mean, if they gonna ride for us and they gonna be sincere, you
Yeah.
know, we got to do the same thing, vice
Yeah.
versa. But if
But
they ain't gonna ride for, if they ain't gonna ride for us, I ain't fucking with you,
and
straight up.
that's why I'm at with you. Like they gotta show, they do gotta come and show that they really mean that shit and rap for us, like you said. And that's a fact. That's what I stand at 120%. Like you gotta come out and show that you rap for us. Like you said though, when we in there, we getting our ass whooped. We want to see y'all motherfuckers join in. You know what I'm saying? We want to see y'all out there front line and show us that y'all rap for us like y'all want us to rap for you, because the cause for the black people is what's standing out right now. You know what I mean? So you got to understand brown lives matter, including Puerto Ricans, Cuban, Dominicans, all South Americans. I get what you're saying, but it's bigger than just Mexicans. It's an entire brown people nation. Well, when you say that and you talk to motherfuckers like Ugas who talk about he ain't black, you know what I'm saying? I can't touch on Puerto Ricans, Cuba, Dominican, South America. All I can touch on is what's here right now and what we affected with. Now I know some Puerto Ricans out here, but I don't see Puerto Ricans out there saying Puerto Rican lives matter. I don't see Puerto Ricans getting treated like the Mexican people. Just being
But money. This is
huh?
the thing. He talking about Puerto Ricans, Cubans, Dominicans, all that. They black. Y'all don't even know y'all gotta learn your heritage. Y'all is black. They
Yeah,
black.
yeah,
They don't even want to admit that though.
yeah. And
That's
Uga,
that's the shit
black.
that like the Puerto Ricans and Cubans, they all got African blood in them,
All African descents. Facts.
but they don't want to admit that shit.
Facts.
That's
Salute to my
that's
brother Andrew Charles. Salute to Black Star Sports TV. Go ahead, Keon.
yeah. That's what's crazy to me. You know what I'm saying? Like they want to stray so far away from that. You know what I'm saying? Like if you don't know where you come from, you ain't gonna never make it where you trying to go. Straight up.
Facts. My brother Tank touched on this. He said at Monty Brown TV, we need an event that recognizes the plight and contribution of our ancestors who were scattered via the African diaspora. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. And that built up these other people, homelands, and civilization. All facts, Tank. And that's what I'm saying, bro. That's because I touched on Juneteenth, and I was just saying, what's your thoughts on Juneteenth? I just feel like, yes, I like Juneteenth, bro, but I'm getting tired of every time we get something for us black people, we got to deal with fucking slavery or like Black History Month, where we got to sit, even though we know our Black History Month and it's to represent us black people, but it's not for us. Like, I want some shit that's gonna stand out, like
Well,
18th country that make motherfuckers want to, court you with our motherfucking ass.
Well, see, that's why I don't know if you be, you know what I'm saying, paying attention. That's why on my main Facebook, I always try to put, some knowledge about influential black people. That's
Oh
why I
yeah,
always be putting
yeah,
stuff like that up to let people know that we ain't all slaves that was picking cotton and shit. You know what I'm saying? What they want you to believe. You dig what
right,
I'm saying? So that's why I do that, and to try, to try to do my best to change the narrative.
right.
Um, as far as Juneteenth, and like it took this long for y'all to want to even recognize that as a national holiday. I mean, it's crazy because I go out, right, it'd be St. Patrick's Day.
Right.
Motherfuckers be looking at me crazy, like, you don't got green on, what are you doing? Like, fuck, I ain't Irish. Like, what you know what I'm saying? Like, and that shit be a big deal. Like the bars be jam
I'm
packed.
telling you, bro.
Like people be buying corned beef and
Green popcorn and shit. Green
yeah,
sauce,
like
green bird.
and they tripping if you don't, you know what I'm saying, if you ain't taking part of it, right?
Mm,
Um, so Cinco de Mayo, the Mexican independent holidays and all that, the same thing. It's a big deal, right? It's a
yeah,
big deal, right? But then when Juneteenth come around, it's like, you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
It's nothing. It's quiet, right? It's quiet. But on top of that, it's like I notice when you start talking about it, you'll get racist people getting offended. Like, you know what I'm saying? Or
yeah,
making little jokes and shit I be catching. I see everything, you know what I'm saying? I be
yeah.
seeing all that and making little jokes about it and so it's crazy, man. And then you got a whole bunch of coons that's afraid to just afraid to big up their people, you know what I'm saying, just because they don't want a racist to come in there and say something like, you're not ever finna have me apologetic for uplifting my people.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck what you talking about, you know what I'm saying? And I see a lot of that shit, man. It's just a lot of shit that I see that it just rubbed me the wrong way. That's why I don't even really get into it too deep on my show, because once I get into it, you know what I'm saying, I go. They didn't block me from boxing groups and shit, because I've been talking about this shit, but they start
Yeah,
blocking boxing groups and, oh, he's race baiting, and nah. When you want to, I'm just bringing it to the forefront. When y'all want to hide this shit, that's why we have a problem in America with racism so bad, because don't nobody want to talk about it, and then everybody want to hide that shit. And
man.
then soon as a black man or a black woman say something about it, oh, it's they race baiting and get them out of here.
And the shit I see in these boxing groups, the boy, the way these motherfuckers go in on us, so much racist shit it's terrible. It's
I'm
terrible.
telling you, I'm telling you, money. I be telling like my peoples and shit. Like there's people I know that don't really follow boxing like that, right? And
Uh,
I tell them, I be telling them, I'm like, follow boxing, and you will be surprised. I said, all you got to do is start following boxing heavy, get in these boxing groups, and you will see how alive racism really is. If you
right.
think it don't exist, all you got to do is follow boxing because boxing is one sport that separated from all the rest of the major sports because you got one man in the ring versus another man. It ain't no team. It ain't I don't like blacks, but but the Lakers is my team because I like the team. Or I like the Cowboys, but I don't, you know what I'm saying? No. That's when you really find out in boxing. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you let it be known.
I told my let it be known heavy too. Them motherfuckers go out there and shit on black fighters, call them all type of. I tell my man, I seen some shit. I had screenshot of some shit. I say, man, these motherfuckers crazy, bro. I'm talking about these motherfuckers, like you say, they let it be known with no hesitation. Be proud to say the shit. I be like, boy, look at her, look at her. If you motherfuckers only knew.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. And see, me personally, um, I ain't never looked at a fighter and liked him because of what race he was. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you could fight, I fuck with you. Like, motherfuckers be getting mad because I fuck with Lomachenko heavy. Like, Lomachenko ain't never said no racist shit or never did. Like, I fuck with him. You
I
know what I'm
fuck.
saying? Like, I don't look at no fighter and be like, oh, well, he white, ain't gonna fuck with him. You know what I'm saying? But let
Yeah,
me tell you, let me ask. Okay, now on some real shit, cause we keeping it 100. You know what? And I was actually finna do a topic on it. You know what I'm saying? But I got busy and I wasn't able to do it. Tell
uh-huh.
me you ain't noticed this, okay? Now you know how if a white fighter is good, all the white people gonna get behind him and back him, right? It
Yeah,
ain't nothing wrong with that, right? They gonna back that white fighter. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with that, right? I never with Kelly Pavlik, that's my guy. You know what I'm saying? I got love for Kelly Pavlik, and I'm just using him as an example because he's one white fighter that I thought that was a great fighter. You know what I'm saying? When he would fight, right? I never seen no white fans say nothing bad about Kelly Pavlik. They always backed him, right?
uh-huh.
Yeah. Why, why, why the white people don't back Caleb Plant like that? You dig what I'm saying? You noticed that?
Yeah.
They don't back Caleb Plant like that.
They feel like he too much of a nigga.
Exactly. He got a black wife. He he
Black
he got
boy.
swag. He got swag. You see him dancing and shit. Like they think, they won't back him like that because if they did, no matter who give a fuck with his resume, who he fought. If they did back him, right, like he was one of their own, do you know how big he would be?
One of the biggest motherfuckers in America right
Plus,
now. He on the
plus another thing, plus he with Al Heyman. Plus he with Al Heyman, so that's another strike against him. But do you know how? Because with the skills that he has, the charisma and everything, you know what I'm saying? You know how big he would be? Come on now, dog.
as a world champion as well.
Come on now, man.
Man, look what they tried to do for Algeria when he became world champ.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And you got Caleb Plant out here, but he carry himself like a nigga. I almost fit as a nigga. Keep a nigga haircut.
But
Shit.
Caleb Planner tell you straight up, he's like, I'm white. Like I'm white. I'm nothing. You know what I'm saying? He'll check you. I've heard him on his live. You know what I'm saying? With cats coming in there like, oh, you want to be like you a brother. Like he's like, nah. He'll check you on there. Like, no, I'm white. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But that white shit ain't getting nowhere.
Yeah, I mean, but that's what he is. So I mean,
Yeah, I ain't gonna
but
knock. That's what he is, like you say, shit.
yeah, that's what he is.
For
So
real.
I don't have no problem with it. You know what I'm saying? I don't have no problem with him checking, like, That's what he is. Be proud of who you are. That's what he is. But they look at him and they that's what they think. Like, oh, he wants to be black, or you know what I'm saying? They don't like that.
Yeah, that's a
Which
fact.
ain't the case. That he's just him. You know what I'm saying? He
Yeah.
probably grew up around blacks and shit.
Shit,
Um,
look when he went to the Olympics. He was the only white motherfucker on the team almost. And
yeah.
blacks. Caden Platt, Marcus Brown, Earl Spence. Well, no other white person on the team. JoJo Diaz, the Mexican. You know, I think was Carlos about that. No, he was 2016. No, so it wasn't that many white motherfuckers. So they got to look at it like that. You know what I'm saying? But
Right, right.
we gonna switch gears to boxing, man. But I say happy Juneteenth to everybody. Um, I felt like the black and brown lives matter, like Keon say, they got to show us and things like that. But I kind of felt that little situation when I read that post. But at the end of the day, like I say, we got to get ourselves together first before we can push for somebody else, But switching gears, Keon, to one of your favorite dudes in the boxing game, Mr. Gary Russell Jr. Say he will take on Adrian Bronner at 140 pounds, bro.
I
140 pounds.
You cut out for a minute. You said, who said that?
Yo, one of your main mans, Mr. Gary Russell Jr.
Oh, okay. So you gonna go or you want me to go?
You can go on it.
So see, now this is the first time I'm hearing about Gary Russell. I've been hearing about everybody else getting that AB. So this is the first time I'm hearing it. So if I'm hearing you right, you said that Gary Russell said that he would go up to 140 and take on Adrian Bronner.
You say, I'm gonna do one. Yep. I just don't know.
Gary Russell is a 126-pound fighter, right? Okay, that's my man. Gary Russell, and you already know me and you go back and forth about Gary all the time because that's my dude. Gary tripping, dog. Gary tripping, talking about going up to 140. He tripping. But see, this is the thing.
Hear him out,
A
Keon.
lot of these,
Hear him
huh?
out. Hear him out.
That's what it's looking like. If somebody at 47 wants some bump, they can get it. AB at 40, AB can get it. He know what it is. So AB can get it too. We can move up. I meet these dudes that catch weight. Niggas scared, they acting like suckers. So what's up? That's how I'm going.
Mr. Gary Russell mouth himself.
Hey, I fuck with that. That's my guy though. I fuck with Gary because Gary be wanting all the smoke and he don't hold nothing back. You know what I'm saying? And when Gary talk that shit, I believe him because he just be so real about that shit. But as far as him moving up at 140, this is the thing why he called now AB. Now, a lot of these fighters, they looking at AB and they don't respect AB. You dig what I'm saying? That's why you see all of these fighters calling out AB because they don't respect AB. And the reason they don't respect AB is because they see him doing everything but focusing on boxing. They see him, you know what I'm saying? AB said that he has not when AB was doing them little videos on Instagram doing the push-ups and shit, right? He was doing that for a little bit. He was doing that for about maybe a week or whatever. He was showing he was starting to do a little bit, push-ups, do a little bit of training or whatever.
Right.
Trying to get back in shape, right? AB out of his own mouth at that point in time, he said that he hadn't trained, or he said he hadn't trained, done anything since the Manny Pacquiao camp, right?
Yeah.
Now, if I'm a fighter and I'm in the gym taking this shit serious, training, doing all of that, and I see another fighter riding around talking about, you know what I'm saying, he a rapper, talking about he finna hop off in the dope game, talking about, oh, I ain't touched it, I ain't did a push-up, I ain't did no type of workout since, the Manny Pacquiao camp. What was that, a year and a half ago? Okay, right? I ain't done nothing, right? And I'm a fighter and I'm hearing him say that shit, right? Plus, I already know that he was undisciplined, you know what I'm saying, beforehand, before all of that, you know what I'm saying? He was on and off with his discipline, blowing up in weight on and off, right? Now, I'm looking at him and I'm like, this nigga is nowhere. He's nothing on my level now. Like, do you? That's I'm saying how they looking at it. Like, you know what I'm saying? So they don't respect him. They like they looking at him like he washed up, right? So now they like shit. So now like cats like that, they like fuck it. Yeah, I move up 2 and 3 weight classes because I just know I'll be able to whoop his ass just because, you know what I'm saying, he done. That's what they thinking. But you know, I mean, Gary Russell definitely has more skills than AB. He's better than AB all the way around. You know what I'm saying? More dedication, all of that. But the thing is, you still talking about jumping up, you know what I'm saying? What, 23 weight classes.
Right.
So that's, you know what I'm saying? So AB don't have to be AB at 100% to be able to, you know what I'm saying, beat you, because you jumping up 3 weight classes. You still ain't never felt, you know what I'm saying, that type of power with 8-ounce gloves on. You know what I'm saying? So I think Gary Russell saying that, I think that shit's unnecessary. You know what I'm saying? To mention AB, right? To mention AB out of all these other cats, you know what I'm saying? That's not even necessary. And I fuck with Gary Russell, but I got to keep it 100. Even though that's my dude, I can't be biased. Like, for him to mention AB, you know what I'm saying? All these other cats you could have mentioned, right? You could have mentioned Miguel Burchell. You could have mentioned a whole bunch of other cats. But for my guy, Gary Russell, to mention AB, I think that's unnecessary. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah. Salute to the Queen, Selena Williams in the building. How you doing, baby? Thank you for you jump in. Say, I'm trying to cash out, but it's not coming up. It's OG Money, Selena, baby. OG Money. Tank, I sent it to your Instagram, Tank. Check your Instagram, bro. I don't know what's going on, Selena, my love, but it's OG Money with the dollar sign. But I feel you on that, Keon. I feel you on that. I like, man, look, I'm a fan of Gary Russell myself, bro. A big fan, but sometimes I think Gary has just be talking sometimes, bro. Not saying he won't face AB, because, like I say, I believe Gary get in the ring with AB. But at 140, Gary, no. No, man, that's 3 weight class. Like you say, Keon, that's just too many damn weight class. And I know you was at 140 when you was on the thing where it said 140, but you never fought with that much weight on you, Gary. You never fought with that much weight. You short as fuck. You like Gavin Reese. Like, what's that motherfucker name? Gavin Reese.
Yeah, Gavin Reese. Yeah. That AB beat the shit back in the day.
Selena, thank you so much. You like Gavin Reese, a little bitty short motherfucking leprechaun, going up there facing AB. And it's like you say, y'all think AB done is slipping. Y'all think AB done is slipping. But AB, man, if this motherfucker, man, I hate even saying this shit. I ain't gonna even say it. It's too cliche. You know what I'm saying? It's too cliche. But
don't say to let your hands go. Don't say it. Don't say it.
I'm just saying, if he just get in shape, though. If you just get in shape, you know what I'm saying? And this ass just wanna give us 75% of his goddamn self, he'll look better than what he was doing. But still, with Gary Russell going up that many weight classes, Gary talking about AB, bro. You know, and I know somebody said it in the chat where they said maybe you should go to 140, 147. And you saying, oh, the 47 pound of this, that. And I know it's just, you know, you go appease to what they say and shit, because you is about that action. I do like Gary Russell. But nonetheless, you ain't beat no goddamn Adrian Brown at 140 pounds, bro. Now, if you can get Adrian Brown to 135, I'll give you a chance. If you can get the motherfucker to suck down to 135, I'll give you a chance. But 140, no. No. Selena said, I'm saying it, laugh out loud. What, Selena? What you saying? But you know what I'm saying? No, you're not beat AB at 140. You know what I'm saying? Now, you at 130 now, right? Sandy coming up to 130. I want to see him scream out fucking Miguel Burchett. I want to see him, you know, try to get the Miguel Burchett fight before Shakur get it. But they talking about they trying to work on Shakur and Miguel Burchett. But Selena says she's saying it, let his hands go. For real though, if he let his damn hands go. But I think after that Madonna put the motherfucking whipping on his ass because that did something to his ass. His ass had to go get checked out in some more. You know? A number Serrano. Tank, did you get it, bro? Or I can just drop it in the chat. I'm gonna drop it in the chat, Tank. But you know, the power that Madonna put on his ass, man. And AB was coming back in that fight, bro. He was coming back. And then I think it was the 8th round where he got dropped again, and that shit just took the rest of the little soul up out of him. I said, oh, man.
Hey, AB did that stanky leg.
He did, bro. I was like, God damn.
I ain't gonna lie, my nigga. When he lost that fight that night, man, I was so hurt. That shit hurt my soul when he got beat up by Madonna like that.
My feeling was so hurt. You know, hey, I ain't gonna even lie to you, Keon, though. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I felt like Floyd lost, bro. I felt like that. I'm like, God damn. Which I know he ain't lose, though. But all in my head is, Floyd gonna beat his motherfucking ass. Watch. I swear on my daddy soul, bro. I knew Floyd Mayweather was gonna fight Marcos Madonna after, who was I talking to? My nigga Tommy, bro. I'm gonna get my nigga Tommy on, bro. I knew Floyd was gonna fight Madonna after he lost to AB, bro. I knew it. I just felt it. I felt it, bro. I swear. I say Floyd finna come back and beat his ass because it's like he whipped his little brother ass. And I think the people felt it. You know what I'm saying? I think because that's the time when AB really thought he was fucking Floyd Mayweather and they were trying to link him and shit like that. But I'm like, man, Floyd will come back and beat his ass, bro. But with that
money, I'm a go out and I'm gonna come back in on my other phone. So I'll be right back. I bet.
All right. Tank, I had dropped the link in the chat down there, bro. Brown is is too big for Gary Russell Jr. Brown can't walk him down. Like y'all said, he just got to let his hands go. That's true, bro. And with Gary Russell, you went up like you thought Jojo Diaz pushed you back. That's right there in the chat. The sweet, oh, there go my brother right there. Okay, yeah. That's right there in the chat, bro. I had sent to your Instagram as well. But yeah, man, ain't no I like Gary. I like Gary a lot, man. But I want to see Gary get that run back with fucking Lomachenko. I want Gary to be as adamant about him wanting to fight Shakur, about him wanting to fight Tank. You know what I'm saying? I want him to be just like that with Lomachenko. I want him to keep that same energy towards Lomachenko. You know what I mean? Because I was pushed for Gary in that fight. But Lomachenko showed me in that fight that he was a bad motherfucker. Lomachenko showed me that he was a bad motherfucker in the Gary Russell fight. Because Gary had all the hype behind him. All the hype coming up. Gary was knocking shit out, fast hands. I mean, he was nailing shit. I'm like, God damn. The two little bitty dudes that I saw that was little that was handling their business was Gary Russell and Mighty Mouse off of UFC. I'm like, shit, these two little motherfuckers is not playing.
Hey, man, when Gary, I lost. See, that's when Lomachenko made me a believer. Cause I remember I bet my partner. Me and my partner had a big bet on that. I'm like, man, ain't nobody. I don't give a fuck who this Lomachenko dude is. He ain't fucking with Gary Russell. I'm like, he ain't messing. Cause I've been, you know what I'm saying. I've been following Gary Russell for since way before that. You know what I'm saying. Right. So I'm like, he not messing with my dude Gary Russell. And when Lomachenko schooled Gary Russell, I was like, damn, you know what I'm saying? Like, this dude really is the truth. Because at first, you know what I'm saying, when I seen Lomachenko, I'm like, man, this another dude, great white hype that they trying to shove down our throat, you know, and they threw him in the ring with Gary Russell, and it was like, damn, dude is serious.
I thought it was too early, too. I'm like, bro, he not finna do that. He not finna do all that shit. I say, that many fights? I say, oh, hell no, he not finna do all that shit to Gary Russell, bro. That boy got to that motherfucker, boy. And I can bring my little sister here right now. She gonna keep talking about the triple jab. Like, that's when this day kept talking about the triple jab. Gary, use the triple jab. Like, that triple jab wasn't doing shit.
Hey, I say, hey, dude. Hey, man, Lomachenko had them big ass shoes. Gary Russell, that tongue flopping everywhere. He had that. Hey, that tongue and them big ass shoes was flopping everywhere on Gary Russell little ass. Lomachenko putting that footwork on that nigga.
I saw body punches all tight. I say, God damn, look at the angle of this motherfucker.
And I was screaming at the TV like, nah, Gary, what is you doing?
Real, bro.
No, you ain't gonna let this man whoop you like that. Like, boy, I said, Gary, my dude, man.
Yeah, I like him too. Bounce back though, knocking out the Mexican. What's that Mexican name? Knocked his ass out for the title. First, second round.
Who,
Dang.
Gary?
Yeah, we knocked him out for the title.
I can't think. I know what you're talking about. I can't think of his name though.
Yeah, that's what he knocked his ass out for the title. I say shit, Gary back. You know what I'm saying? And I've seen some people saying, "Oh, the last fight they smart they weren't impressed." I was very impressed with Gary's performance the last fight. Like King Tug ain't no pushover. Like y'all gotta understand, King Tug is not no pushover, bro. He's a hell of a fighter. Y'all saying he's a hell.
Hey, dude is solid. King Tug is solid, and
Yeah,
and look how much bigger he was than Gary. Gary done got a lot better. You dig what I'm saying? Now Gary, he swear up and down that he wasn't right. You know what I'm saying? In the Lomachenko fight, I think he said he had to lose like 5 pounds the day of or something like that, or he was
he was
something. That
sick.
he
He
swear up.
was sick or something. The sweet
He
signs.
said he was sick or something. Yeah,
Like he was saying he was sick or something. Like he wasn't
yeah,
supposed
yeah.
to or something. But I just look at that as an excuse, bro.
I ain't gonna lie. I mean, I ain't gonna speak on it, but yeah, I'm gonna give you. Know what I'm saying, he got to take that L. He got to take that L.
Cause I look at that, I'm like, bro. Um, Selena, thank you so much, love. Thank you, baby. I said, when I was looking at him, I was like, bro, don't even do that, Gary. Don't even do that. Don't even do that. Cause at the end of the day, bro, we know for yeah, Johnny Gonzalez, bro. That was his name. Thank you, Marcus Davis. Selena, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. But I just said don't do it, bro, because it's not a good look. And when you say they like, do you want to fight Lomachenko again? Most certainly. Okay, you saying most certainly, but call his fucking name out, bro. Call his name out. Let's see. Let's see. Call his name out. You know what I'm saying? Call his name
Hey,
out, bro.
he
That's what
wa-
I'm,
he wasn't ready to jump out there and get that run back
yeah,
that
that's what
quick.
I'm saying, bro.
He was saying
Keep that same goddamn energy.
that footwork. He said that footwork is something else.
Right.
Telling you that footwork, and he was controlling the distance. What really beat Gary Russell in that fight is Lomachenko's footwork, and he was able to control the distance. Like, you know what I'm saying? And he was able to fight at a great distance and use that mid-range distance that perfect in that fight, And Gary wasn't used to that, because when you got fighters that's fast, that can box well, that can, you know what I'm saying, get inside and bang if they need to, that can do all of that like Gary Russell can. They not used to seeing nobody that could do, you know what I'm saying, all that you can do, and then, maybe do some of it on a better scale than you can do. And plus, Lomachenko was a lot longer and taller than Gary Russell, because like you said, Gary Russell, he's short, and he got short arms.
And it like he was bigger, bro. I'm talking
Yeah.
the way he was in and out, body working and shit. I say, God damn, bro. Selena say he has amazing footwork, and that's his game plan. That's why I say I like Teofimo. I do, bro. But when Lomachenko just cool, calm, and collective like he is, like it's just something about his presence. Like I tell people about that. Like this dude is a killer. I would never disrespect Lomachenko, and I'm not gonna let ESPN, I'm not gonna let HBO, I'm not gonna let none of them discourage me giving Lomachenko the credit that he deserves. I think a lot of people look at ESPN and Bob Arum and the way they try to say, "Oh, Bob Arum try to say he's better than Muhammad Ali." We know he's not better than no goddamn Muhammad Ali. We know that how they was trying to say, "Oh, he just this, that." All right, I get y'all on that part where they trying to build him up too fast and too quick. But it's not gonna make me just sit and say, "Oh, I don't like them," because it's the same shit they do with Earl Spence and Deontay Wilder, even with Gervonta Davis. People pissed off at their fan base and how their fans ride for them, and they won't give them the credit that they deserve because they worry about the fan base. Look at them as a man and as an individual, bro, and look at the shit they doing. The shit Lomachenko was doing, it was fucking amazing. This motherfucker went up weight class after weight class after weight class, regardless who we want to say that, but he wasn't ducking no smoke from the best motherfuckers at the weight class. Nobody. And if you say it was a tough competition out there, he'll challenge your ass. He'll challenge you on it. You know what I mean? Nicholas Walters. Nicholas Walters is the Axeman. Now, credit, he was off for a while, and I do believe he should have had a tune-up before he went into the ring with him. But nonetheless, he chopped Nicholas Walters down and made him quit. Made him quit. You know what I'm saying? And Nicholas Walters was a big motherfucker, knocking out shit, bro, knocking out shit. And then he beat my guy Rigo. I don't care what nobody say. People gonna say Rigo did this. I was campaigning with Rigo. Rigo was talking all shit. Rigo even had me talking shit. I was going at niggas for Rigo talking a lot of shit. Made Rigo quit. You know what I'm saying? Made him quit.
This is what I want to say, right? Money. A lot of niggas don't want to give Lomachenko his respect, right? Yeah. And I'm gonna go back to something that you said about Nicholas Walters, right? Okay. See, this is the thing. Niggas they won't keep that same energy with Lomachenko. Okay, now you know how, just like you even said it right now, you wasn't making an excuse, but most people that bring this up, they make an excuse, right? And saying, oh, well, this is why Lomachenko beat Nicholas Walters, right? They say Lomachenko beat Nicholas Walters because Nicholas Walters had a long layoff and he should have been able to have a tune-up in between. Am I right?
Yeah.
You heard that many a times. We all hear that all the time, right? But right, but then they'll tell you that but then they'll tell you like, oh well, Lomachenko, he took such and such time to get Pedraza out of there, right?
Yeah.
What was it? When did he get Pedraza out of there? What was the 11th round or something?
No, I think him and Pedraza with the whole 12, I think.
Was it did they go 12? I thought he got Pedraza up out of there.
Let me see. Did he stop Pedraza?
I think he stopped him.
He probably did though. Let me see. I might be tripping. Okay, he went 12 with Luke with the last boy.
Yeah. Pedraza, I think he stopped him.
I think it probably was the 10th round. I do remember now.
Okay.
Let me see. Hold on though. Nah, they went 12. Yeah, they went 12.
They went 12. Okay,
yeah.
Okay. Right. So they'll say, oh, well, you know, he went 12 or whatever with Pedraza, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they won't say, but they won't tell you, you know what I'm saying, the information surrounding that. They won't say that, okay, well, Lomachenko was coming off a shoulder surgery, right? When the same shoulder surgery that Andre Ward talked about, and he said that it was amazing that Lomachenko was coming back off of that shoulder surgery in just 5 months. He said because that's the same shoulder surgery that he had, that it took him a whole year to even just be, you know, back to himself again. But Lomachenko came back from that shoulder surgery in 5 months, and we all know that he was not 100%. He was nowhere near 100%, but still came back and fought Pedraza, and you know what I'm saying, whooped Pedraza clearly. But you ain't hear nobody say, oh, well, you know, he should have took a tune-up. You know what I'm saying? Did nobody say that?
Yeah.
Nobody said like, oh, well, you know, we going to give him a pass for going 12 rounds with Pedraza because he should have took a tune-up. No, they used that to shit on him. But then they'll tell you that Nicholas Walters should have took a tune-up. What's the difference?
They just want to see Lomachenko get his ass whooped. That's all.
You dig what I'm saying? So let's keep the same energy.
Yes, sir. But we got my brother in the building, man. The Sweet Science is down, the big bro Tank. What's going down, family? Can you hear me, Tank?
I don't think he can hear you. Okay.
Yeah, can you hear me or no?
Yeah, we can hear you. You're on like a delay though, but we can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. We hear you though, it's just like a delay.
Oh man. Do I need to come back? Do I need to go out and come back in?
Yeah, try to go out and come back in and see what it do. I think you probably can you hear me, Tank?
Okay, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, man. Yeah, it was messing me up because I seen his mouth moving, but then the words would come out to 15 seconds later.
Yeah, we're like on a delay. I ain't never.
Nah, I seen his mouth moving, but the words would come out to 15 seconds later. That shit was messing me up.
Marcus Davis said Gary Russell Jr. couldn't adjust to Loma's style. Loma had him confused in there, bewildered. He outboxed Gary and outfought him. Gary was just fighting at one speed in that fight. Loma figured him out quick. That's true, because Gary was in that motherfucker fighting at a fast pace, just a fast speed. And Loma just dancing around that motherfucker. Bodies, boom, coming. I say, damn, this motherfucker, for real. For real, boy. Gotta get Loma his credit, though, man. And like you say, though, they can't have it one way, they'll have it another, though. Like, Loma earned my respect, bro. He earned it. And, like, that motherfucker, he don't just, like, even though he boxing you, Keon, he will fight your ass. It ain't like he just boxing and moving and shit like that, right? That motherfucker will fight you. Even when they want to talk about Pedraza, they want to say Lenore, he put Lenore down. Where they say, oh, Lenore dropped him. That motherfucker got right back up, went right back in the lion's mouth. Like, he's not going to let you outdo him in the ring. Even if you drop, he going to want to get that drop back. And that's what I like about Lomachenko, bro. I like that about him. I like his style of fight. He's exciting. And if we keep it real, he is must-see TV. When Lomachenko fight, you got to watch it. I know a lot of people going to say this and say that about him, but when that motherfucker's in the ring, you go watch Lomachenko fight. Whether you want to see him win or you want to see him lose, you go watch him fight. You know what I'm saying? And that alone is exciting. You know what I'm saying? So I do like Loma, bro. I give him all the credit in the world. You know, and that's why I feel like even with the Teofimo fight, Teofimo is going to have to, like people saying he big, he powerful, he's going to have to show me that he can beat Lomachenko. He got to show me. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't think he can beat him. I think Lomachenko going to win that fight. But like I say, if he win, I'm going to be happy for him. You know, but he got to show me that he can beat Lomachenko because he want this fight bad as fuck. He wanted bad as fuck to where he campaigning like a motherfucker for this fight. But you have to prove it to me that you can beat Lomachenko, bro. You know what I'm saying? You got to prove it to me. You know what I mean? My dude trying to jump back in. It's going to be a good fight, though. It's going to be a good fight. What else they say? Mother Davis say, Browner is just too big for Gary Russell Jr. Browner can walk him down like y'all said. He just got to let his hands go. Have I read that one? Yeah, Tank will come back in, Mr. Tehran. That's how you pronounce your name, champ. Yeah, though. But man, I'm gonna let him get back in before we talk on this last subject. Do you know Amanda Serrano and Katie Taylor got called off?
Nah, well, when I was in the car, when I was in traffic, I heard you say it. I didn't know it until I heard you say it earlier.
Yeah.
That shit, man. But man, first of all,
can you hear us, Tank?
What?
Yeah, there you go. There you go, bro. Can you hear us?
Yeah, he good now. You good now.
Is we on a delay to you, Tank? Damn, we probably on a delay. Tank, can you hear me?
I hear you, brother. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you. There you go, champ.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Is it still a delay or no?
Nah, you perfect. You perfect. Am I a delay to you, though? Blackstone say want to beat Teofimo.
Yeah.
It's right. Okay, we can just still rock out like this, though. But what's going down with your big brother? It's
yeah.
Damn, I'll probably.
Wait, go.
You can hear me now?
I hear you.
Yeah. Damn, I'll probably. Okay.
He probably. I think he got to turn the. Volume down on his end on the phone or whatever.
I think he got to turn the. Volume down on his end.
You probably tried it on YouTube though, so we can rock out.
Am I clear or no? I'm not clear or no?
Yeah, you super clear, bro.
Okay. Do I have an echo? I'm not clear or no?
Yeah, we are echo around too.
I think he got to turn the YouTube off.
Okay, hold on. Do I have an echo?
What about now?
Now
Tank?
you good.
Is we coming through clear, Tank? I think you probably need a YouTube on to catch up quicker.
Let me try to see something real quick. I want to see if I can hear you through my phone.
All right.
Let me see something.
Selena said, which fight is going to
That
be?
way you guys don't have to hear the echo.
Yeah, it ain't gonna be that bad. I mean, Lomachenko and Teofimo's, Selena. Can you hear me, Tank?
I'm out of.
I hear you perfect though, Tank.
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay. So, which topic you want to
I'm
touch?
trying to take the echo out.
Yeah, ain't no echo right now.
Whatever you're talking about, man. I was trying to chime in. I was it took me a minute to get in. My bad, y'all. But I was trying to get in on anything, man. I heard y'all talking about excuse me. I heard you talking about the aspect of Brown Lives Matter and the narrative where when people hear, or the narrative that we hear when we see people who are not Black hear the phrase Black Lives Matter, there's some kind of contentious response to that. So they want to yell out Brown Lives Matter, Blue Lives Matter, White Lives Matter, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Mm-hmm. And I just had a perspective on that I had wanted to touch on. But if we're just talking boxing, we can stick with boxing.
Oh, no, go ahead. Touch on it, man. You can go wherever you want to go, big bro. Go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, the King Everything Boxing was touching on the Mexicans and on the West Coast, and he was saying he's from Arizona, and I'm from Southern California, so I'm one of those people who could speak on the experience on the West Coast. And like he was saying, you have your you have a significant group of Mexicans who they with us. You know what I'm saying? They make no bones about it. They cool with us and they hang out with us and they live with us and amongst us and they vibe with us. But what he was speaking to also was there's another aspect where they don't have love for us and they have succumbed to the ideals of us and who we are as a people because of what they see put out by the major media machine. So in that regard, they would be no different than any other people out there, because even our own Black people who don't live in some of the rougher parts of the country where we experience still some of the adverse or I will say this: we still are the recipients of overt racist tactics, right? So we have people who don't experience that at all, that are Black people, and their mindset is disconnected from ours, or they grew up one way and then they became so affluent that they were able to move on, and then psychologically they forgot about where they came from. That's where that phrase comes from. You forgot where you came from. So we have that amongst our own people who also succumb to those ideals of the way that the media machine puts out who and how Black people are. So the Mexicans are no different in that regard. But if you live amongst them, you'll what you'll notice is they're not much different than us. You know what I mean? You'll notice that the way they hold true to family, their ideals on what family is and how to stick together, these things are very similar to our own culture. Likewise, you have how do you say, the negative aspects of our culture as well. Whereas you have, and this is by no means, I'm just generalizing here, so people don't get in the comics and be immature, right? I'm speaking in generalities at this point. So let's have a mature adult conversation. You know what I'm saying? Where you still have your people who do not look at us as the same. You know what I mean? Even though we have the same experiences. For example, we have a reputation, whether it's fair or not, of being absentee fathers in the Black community, right? I'm not saying we don't have our great fathers. We already know that. Again, I'm speaking in generalities, right? Just for this particular point. Well, they also have that in the Mexican community as well, where you have our brown brothers who are neglecting their duties as men to the women that they're laying down with. So we see a similarity in that. You know what I mean? The way we embrace each other and other cultures is similar as well. I think that Mexicans get a bad rap in regards to the dynamic they have with their Black brothers or cousins, however you want to look at it. But the stats show, and the history also shows another aspect of that, which is what Monty was touching on, and even everything Boxing was touching on, because he was talking about the Mexicans that he knows personally, and we can look historically, and then we can look at things like the inception of the independence of what we know as Mexico today. Started with a man by the name of Gaspar Yanga, who was a Gabonese prince. You know, this is a guy from West Africa, and they galvanized the people, the indigenous people that were in the Americas at that time, in Mexico. So who were under Spanish colonialism. So when you look at it from that perspective, and we're talking like 1500s. You know, these people came with Hernan Cortez in the 1519, 1520s, and this period of time. So when you're on your studies, you can see that from the inception, there has been a connection between the indigenous people in Mexico, or the Indians, as well as the West Africans who were there. There's also journals of European exploiters. I know some people are going to say they're explorers, but I'm going to call them exploiters, right? We can keep it a buck. But there's also journals of these exploiters where they testified on their own testimony, said that the people that they engaged with on the Americas were no different than the Ethiopians in appearance. And we know what the Ethiopians look like. Black. You understand what I'm saying? So we're dealing with a situation and a narrative that may be a little bit skewed, and because they're dealing with a similar atrocity to them in terms of colonialism washing their brains, they have forgotten their African roots, just like the people that are quote unquote direct descendants that still look like myself and Monty have forgotten our African roots. So this is not an uncommon thing. We're dealing with another people who have been under systematic racism and atrocities just like we have. A lot of people don't know that they're around the same time that they were having hangings over here in the Americas. In North America, what we now know as the United States. You know, we see that they were being hung at a crazy rate at the same time as our ancestors and Black fellow Black Americans were being hung. You know, these are things that Black people need to take the lead on, because you know, being the original man, and we want to sit out there and say that, then that means you have to take the lead. You can't just say that you're the original man and you're a king and you don't want to be royal. You don't want to be regal. You can't sit there and say that you want to be a queen and you don't take the mantra and the mantle of doing such. You know what I'm saying? It's not all about, hey, y'all doing this and y'all doing that. Lead. lead. They'll follow you.
Yes, sir.
When our brown brothers and sisters, and I love the fact that Monty brought out that we're talking about Puerto Ricans, we're talking about Cubans, we're talking about Brazilians, we're talking about a slew of people who we never even hear. Do you ever really hear about people that's from Belize being black?
No.
You understand what I'm saying? These are our brown brothers and sisters. Do you ever hear about people from Fiji? No, because they're already classified. You understand what I'm saying? But when you study the effects of the transatlantic slave trade, if you study the African diaspora, these things will be a little bit more clearer to you. And like you said, brother, everything boxing, you do have a lot of Mexicans who are overt racist, even to the effect of, and most of us brothers who we know this for a fact that they don't even want us to be with their daughters. You understand? So we understand that, we get that, but at the same time, we have to understand where their mindset is coming from. What does that derive from? So instead of only dealing with the what they're doing, we have to understand the why as well. So I know black people, these uppity Negroes who don't want their black daughter or black son to marry within their own people. You understand what I'm saying? So this is not an uncommon thing, as it pertains to these as it pertains to the statement that they are worse than the whites. I have to take issue with that. That's a little bit of hyperbole. That's a lot of hyperbole, actually. I get that the daughter aspect. I get that if we're caught in the wrong neighborhood with the wrong people, we can get Swiss cheesed up or hit with whatever, you know what I'm saying, based on, because there's a lot of conflict, like the brother brought out, in the prisons. So a lot of that overspills into the streets. So a lot of times these beefs are made behind closed walls that we're not even privy to. So we see a lot of different things in front of us, but we don't understand the nuances of and the mechanics of the things that got the ball rolling for us to see the avalanche that we see of actions. You know what I'm saying? So it's you have to keep in mind when we're dealing with certain people and certain racist experiences, right? The Mexicans are not as racist as the Europeans were during the transatlantic slave trade, nor the descendants of those people who were the perpetrators of that transatlantic slave trade. Likewise, they are no more racist than the Arabian slave trade, which is called the trans-Saharan slave trade, where many of our people were subjected to another form of racism and slavery, likened to the cattle and chattel slavery that we faced over here in the Americas by Europeans. So I can just think of two groups off top that are not as racist as Mexicans. And again, the descendants of those people who own a lot of the businesses in our black communities, whether they're liquor stores, smoke shops, etc., you can tell that they still harbor the same animus towards us as anybody else. So I don't think it's fair. That's just me. It's just my opinion. Living in Southern California my entire life and dealing with the people that I've dealt with, the Mexicans and different other peoples, Asians. We have a high population of Filipinos and different other kind of Asians over here in LA on the West Coast. So I'm just saying, from my experience, I can only speak to that to be fair to our other brown brothers who may not know of the Gaspar Yangas, who may not know Vicente Guerrero, who's in their Mexican history, that they don't know themselves that they're from black or African stock. And we have to be mindful of the fact that, like Malcolm X once said, you can't. I'm going to paraphrase because I'm just going to deal with the premise of what Malcolm X was saying. He was saying that you can't always be too harsh on a person because they don't have the intelligence, the knowledge, that you have. They know what they know at the pace that they know. They may not have been even introduced to the information that you have when you have it, right? You may say, well, I'm 24 years old and I know it. How come this person is 54 years old and they don't know it? Well, that 54-year-old may have been in the bubble. That 54-year-old may have lived in what they call an echo chamber, where they only know people who think like them. So these are things that you want to take into consideration to be fair in that regard when you're talking about them. I'm not saying this as a shameless plug, but did you lose me? Am I still here?
Keep going. Yep. Where are you?
Okay, so I'm not saying this as a shameless plug, but I did just do a video with some of my peeps dealing with this very issue. That's why I wanted to chime in, is because and I think I just sent it to you. We were doing a Zoom meeting with the title Black Blood and Brown People, and where do brown people fit in this Black Lives Matter conversation? And specifically on that, we were dealing with the Mexican aspect, because I have a brother who is, you saw him in the chat, Johnny Terrones, right?
Oh yeah,
you see that brother right there. That's my bro, but his dad is Mexican. His mom is a sister like us, but we know the seed comes from the father, right? So he identifies with his father's seed, even though he was raised with and by us. Okay. So he knows us in terms of the Black culture, the Black experience in America, right? So he knows us. He's very, very familiar with the way our experience is. But he asked me to be a part of a meeting where he was dealing with a colleague of his, or a former colleague of his that he met, that he befriended, that is in a mariachi band. Okay. Right. And he had been talking to him and talking about Afro-Mexicans and the history of Africans in Mexico that directly came out of the Western African slave ports to Mexico. A lot of people don't know that that Spanish slavery where that Spanish slavery where West Africans were taken to Mexico, that was the second largest import of slavery in the Western Hemisphere. So we have to keep in mind that when we're trying to separate ourselves as Black people into African American experience, that we don't forget that other boats went other places. Yeah, we don't forget that our maybe my mom's side of the family was already here with the indigenous Black people that were already here. You understand? Maybe my dad's family came from over here, or maybe vice versa. But we need to be very, very careful as Black people, quote unquote, to isolate ourselves from our brown brethren, whether they're in Mexico, Cuba, Puerto Rico, Belize, Fiji, etc., UK. You understand what I'm saying? So I know I'm long-winded. I really apologize to everybody that's viewing. But I hope that some of that made sense. But I just wanted to touch on that because we over here in Southern California, we over here on the West Coast, and we deal with Mexicans all day. And just because they don't know who they are, doesn't mean that they are worse than the same conquistadors that oppressed them. Right. You understand? It just means that the conquistadors doubly oppressed them. Because not only did they lose their language, like we lost our language, not only did they lose their culture, like we lost our culture, but they some of them speak two languages given by those people. Okay. They speak Spanish. Spain is in Europe, and they speak English. England is in Europe. You understand? So you're dealing with the people in some cases that are doubly oppressed. So of course they're going to take these kind of identities, but do not let that prevent you from connecting with a like-minded brown brother or sister in your area. So I just wanted to say that off top. Right.
And I like that you mentioned those things, Big Bro, because I feel like being here in St. Louis, we're not like Can you hear me, Tank? Am I coming through?
I hear you, King.
Yeah. In St. Louis,
Yes, sir.
we not like in Arizona, like with Keon, like in Cali with you, because we not as big. All the Mexicans that I know, we like been cool. Like we've been like brothers. Like we all been cool. Like they don't discriminate towards blacks and things like that. It's not that big of a community here. So that's like my experience with Mexicans. You know what I mean? Like I haven't experienced Mexicans that's racist or don't want you to date the sister, thing like that. Like all the Mexicans I dealt with, shit, I look at them as just like a brother. Like they go through the same shit we go through and things like that. But I do know the ones that Keon talking about. But I can only deal with my experience with them. You know what I'm saying? And by me and my experience with them, I know that they've been through the same shit we went through, even though I feel like we go through worse. But that's why I say I can stand up and say that black and brown lives matter because of my experience with them. Like I know how people be like, oh, the white people did this, that, and third. But I know I just haven't dealt with that side of the racism on the Mexican side. So that's why, and like you say, I do understand that they ass can be misguided as well. But I know that we're in the same damn boat. I know that we're in the same boat. And I know that we bring the Mexicans in with the blacks, like Cornell said, link up with the blacks and the Mexicans, and we can get some shit accomplished. You know what I mean? Now, the ones that don't want to come, we can't force you to come, but we can't force you to think a different way. But I know it's a majority of them of us that want to rock out with us, and that's saying it. And that's why I read that quote.
Same thing with the blacks that don't want to come.
Facts. That's why I read that quote, and I respected what he said, and it made me want to touch on this topic. Because he said, I want to unite with the blacks. He's not saying that, oh man, Mexican lives matter because black people. No, he's just saying, shit, I'm seeing a movement they have, and it looks like they having success. We need to stand up and have success like them and link up with them so we can get some shit done for us as well. And I can respect that, bro, because at the end of the day, you got to stand somewhere. You got to stand somewhere to make a change. And if it's because of Black Lives Matter that made the difference, that made them want to stand up, but the thing is, they give them respect. And like he said, Black lives still matter. He's not saying Mexican lives matter because y'all saying black lives. He's just saying, shit, we want to take on the trend that y'all doing and see if we can have some support and some success just like y'all, and black lives still matter. And that's why I support it, bro. I can't knock it, not one bit. But Keon, you want to touch on something that Tank said?
No, I mean,
and I love the fact that you brought up
the
situation with the I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
Before you say, I was going to say also to what Monty was saying, the brother that brought that up, also he was bringing up these camps, these detention camps that ICE has, and so yeah, you're right, you're damn right that we need to be on that too. At the same time, our brown brothers and sisters need to understand that even though we have common enemies, we're fighting on different fronts at times, right? Mm-hmm. Even though the police can kill and shoot Alton Sterling and kill and shoot Anthony Nunez, and these names that we should be all familiar with, doesn't mean that we have to every time focus and fight on the exact same issue on the same battlefield. Sometimes wars are fought on different battlefields. You understand? But we still understand who we dealing with. We still understand who our people are. And the reason I say our people is because that the phrase allies is loosely used. Like Dr. John Henry Clark once said, we have no allies in this game. So we have those of us who are adversely affected by the transatlantic slave trade or the African diaspora, and we have those of us who have been adversely affected by colonialism, as we are the descendants of the indigenous people.
Yes, I like that, bro. But Tank, I can tell you in them books deep, bro. I can see all the books behind. So you got to come out here more often, man, because we need that knowledge, man.
Oh, man, it'd be a pleasure, Monty. You know what I'm saying? You my brother. That's no cap. You know what I'm saying? I got you. I support you and how you move. And sometimes you can't. We live in a world right now where it's hard to look at a person in the eyes and tell if they with you and if they solid with you and if they genuinely rock with you or not. And are you one gaffe away from saying something that will get that person to unfriend you, as they say in the social media era, or what the kids say now, cancel you, the cancel culture. You know, we're one gaffe or one comment or one tweet or one text or one Instagram post away from being canceled. So it's hard to know who's with you. I'm with you. You know what I'm saying? I really do vibe with how you move and the people that I roll with like that, and behind the scenes that I got real love for how they move. I'm with them. You know what I'm saying? You can literally and I'm not engaging in any hyperbole. You can literally get away with saying something negative about me. I see it on the post or somebody say, "Hey, Money said this." First thing I'm gonna do is find out from you directly. I'm not about to be going off into a tangent and I'm gonna counsel Money because Money said this. Money can say what the hell Money want to say because Money have his own brain and he got a big one at that. You know what I'm saying? He's a smart brother. And if that brother decide that he want to take this position, he can take that position. But you ain't about to get Tank on camera down in Money ever because of that position that he took. You know what I'm saying? If anything, I'm just gonna be like, you know, the brother thought about what he said and before he did the action that he did or before he made the decision that he did, and that's what that is. That's what love is. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you do something directly towards me, you know what I'm saying, another thing, and we'll deal with that on another level. If I feel like that, but I don't anticipate nothing like that because I really do believe in reciprocal energy.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what you put out there is what you get back. What you reap is what you sow, so to speak.
Fact. So, man, when it comes to people like you, Tank, as I look at it as a big brother, somebody like Keon, somebody like
everything, everything.
Or no, somebody like you, Keon, Black Fight fans, people like that, bro, like big brothers like y'all, bro. Man, if I have anything to say about y'all, bro, I'm coming to y'all directly. You will never catch me on a post trying to throw no shots or some bullshit like that. If I got your phone or I'm in your inbox, bro, if I got a problem, I'm gonna hit you up in your inbox, bro. This, you know what I'm saying? So there ain't gonna be no sucker shit. None of that, never with me. Like, or if I got a problem with somebody, bro, I address that person. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't go beat around the bush. I ain't gonna say this, no subliminals and all that shit. I'm gonna come straight to you like a man and say what I got to say. You know what I'm saying? But Tank, we was touching on Juneteenth
right there.
We was touching on Juneteenth. You had something nice to say about Juneteenth too. What was you saying about Juneteenth? You said we need to do something.
Yes, sir. Well, there's ways to look at it. You know what I'm saying? There's ways to look at Juneteenth, right? And for those of you who don't know, June 19th in 1865 is the so-called Independence Day, recognized as the Independence Day for the so-called African Americans, right? The blacks that ended up in the United States of America. Because what happened was when the edict went out from Abraham Lincoln, who, by the way, didn't do this out of his out of altruism. He didn't do this out of the goodness of his heart. He didn't do this because he was opposed to slavery. He did not do this because he thought that blacks should be equal with him. He only did this because it was the only way that he can save the Union and still maneuver politically the way he wanted to maneuver. So do not let them revise history and try to make Abraham Lincoln to be this altruistic individual who was able to have some kind of forethought for and be the precursor to the good white man that freed the slaves, right? He did what he did as a political move, as the overwhelming majority of politicians do on any level. So keep that in mind. But what he did in 1863, when he sent that edict out that slavery was to be emancipated, it had to travel You know, it's not like now where we can just tweet it out. You know what I'm saying? The message had to go out and to these different places that were in the United States at the time. So by the time it got to Texas, who was the last of the bunch who would not free their slaves, it had been 2 years. Now we can go into on another time what the holdup, what aspects of the holdup were. You know, some of these people in Texas were purposefully keeping the edict out from, so that they didn't want their slaves to know that they were actually free for 2 years. So it shows you how wicked some of these people are. They would not even get the message out that it was that the slaves had been freed, you know, 2 years prior. But finally, one of the generals came out and went to Texas and made it crystal clear that you will let them know. If not, I will let them know that they are free. So that was June 19th in 1865, 2 years after the actual emancipation. So what we do as African Americans who are aware of this is we recognize this time the same way a European American whose forefathers fought for the emancipation from America from Great Britain appreciate their memorial of July 4th, 1776. Some of us think of June 19th in that same light as they do, as our brown brothers that are from Mexico think of September 15th, and you know, so forth and so on. But my ideas on June 19th is like this. Excuse me. You have, and I'm speaking right now because right now is the day and time where you have an influx of awareness, and I think that everybody who is Black and aware can attest to this. We are in an influx of awareness. Everybody we know now is, what can I do? What's going on? What's going on? Now, some of this is new awareness, and some of this is the reaction of people who were already aware, but now they feel that, hey, the niggas are serious, so we need to protect our primary consumer base. So in order to protect our primary consumer base, we will use our media machine to get out to our primary consumer that we with them. So what you see now is you can't go anywhere without seeing corporations' advertisement of Black Lives Matter.
Facts.
To let us know, please don't take your dollar elsewhere.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying, that we have that. So we are aware that some people are newly aware of what's going on. So we want to make sure that when we have times like Juneteenth, that they are not taking this as a one-time thing. What I mean by that is, yes, you recognize June 19th, just as we recognize any other memorial. You observe it the way you fit, as long as it's positive towards our people. And but moving forward after Juneteenth, for example, June 20th, June 21st, July 20th, July 21st, August 20th, September, October, etc. You still need to maintain the same mental fortitude that you have in the militancy of how you perceived June 19th as you approach October 19th.
Okay.
So, or July 4th. You know what I'm saying? It'd be a damn shame to see a bunch of aware people turn around and talk about June 19th, and then turn around and celebrate America's birthday.
Right.
That would be a shame. That would be, somebody may say that I may be engaging in hyperbole, saying that that's a shame, but you have to understand. Would you celebrate a Confederate memorial service of any type that the Confederate States had? You African Americans, so-called African Americans, so-called Black people, would you do that? Well, how can you reconcile or come to the realization that it's okay for you to uphold the Stars and Stripes flag over the Confederate flag? Why do we see the mentality is it's those Confederates, it's those South people, and totally, or not even totally, but at some level you are absolving the North by just talking about the South, as if to say that the North wasn't behaving in a vile or treacherous way towards our ancestors. You have to educate yourself, because the people who are giving us these narratives are the same people who are telling us now that we need them in our midst in order for us to fix our conditions. No, we need y'all to go back to your people and tell y'all, hey, you might want to leave them alone.
Exactly.
We don't need y'all in the midst of us and our ideals and our ideas and our planning and our strategies. We don't need y'all in the midst of that.
Facts.
There are things that we suffer from that you can't understand, one, and you will not understand no matter how articulate and eloquent we are with trying to explain it to you. You can't get it. You're not wired that way. Some will, but many can't. There are people today that after we saw what happened with George Floyd, we see the entire earth reacting to this latest incident. And there are still some people who are like, yeah, but he was a criminal. Yeah, but he was a this. And they had the same game plan that these people have used in the past to make the American public okay with the violence that we see done to our brothers and sisters. They make it okay by putting out this particular playbook that they always go to. It's like a goal line, short goal line distance, where they just like run this one. We gonna get in. Like they know that every time this is gonna work with these Negroes.
Yeah,
they have a playbook that they continuously go to, and we don't know the playbook.
Facts.
You know why we don't know the playbook? Because a lot of us don't like to read. A lot of us don't like to research. And guess what? Some of us that do like to read, and some of us that do like to research, don't like to research and don't like to read about us. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They like to read about fiction. They like to read about fantasy.
Yeah.
They like to read about what's that HBO show with the dragons and stuff?
Game of Thrones.
Huh?
Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones. They like to read Game of Thrones. They like to read Harry Potter. They like to read all these different things. And then they'll turn around and tell you, you don't read? I'm a reader. You got to read. And there's aspects of that that's true. I'm being facetious a little bit, and I don't mean to be like that for people who read those things, because I do read, as you can see. I like the Family Business series. So that's probably the only fiction I got up there. But to each its own. Reading is an exercise of the brain for those of you who do not like to read, right? Just like you exercise your bicep, you exercise your eyes as they go left to right as you read. These things are exercising the muscles in your eyes, in your brain. These things are help you when you read. It helps you to gain patience. It helps you to deal with problematic situations, because as you read one section at a time. Your brain has to focus on the words that are in front of you. Even if you speed read, you're still taking in a picture or a page at a time. You understand what I'm saying? So even then, it is an exercise of the mind. So I understand that aspect, but it is very, very important for us and for our people to read something of substance, meaning something that has a historical value to it, something that has a instructional value to it, something that is going to help us become better versions of ourselves after we read it. It is very, very important that we do things like that, not just read comic books, not just read fairy tales, not just read our Instagram and Facebook posts. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm sorry if I'm getting long-winded. If I do anything like that, brother, y'all let me know. You know what I'm saying? Because I'll just start spitting.
Man, this type of shit that I like, bro. So I can sit here and listen to you talk for days, bro. I don't know what Keon doing over there, but once knowledge get to spilling into me, bro, I take it all in. You know what I'm saying?
Nah,
it's
I feel you.
Yeah, it's hard for me to turn knowledge down, bro.
I mean, all of that, what you talking about, like that's me. I read about all of that. I study up on all of that. You know, that's how money, like you see, like the things that I post on my Facebook, like, you know, I post, you know, giving people knowledge about, you know, they're black people, because a lot of us don't know nothing about it. And I read about all of that stuff all the time. So, you know, I feel exactly what you're saying. I was just letting you cook.
Facts.
Yeah, because you was cooking. But
bring it out, King.
We go
out, King.
we go switch it to boxing though. We was touching on Gary Russell and
go ahead, let's go.
Gary Russell and AB. Gary Russell said he'll fight AB at 140. What's your thoughts on that, bro?
I don't have no thoughts on that because I don't take it seriously, just because of just the weight difference alone. I don't take it seriously. What I will take seriously is the fact that Gary Russell will fight anybody because he's a fighter. He's a warrior. He has the mentality of that. But in terms of the actual in-ring matchup, I'm not taking that any more serious than I was taking Devin Haney doing the same thing. And if I thought Devin Haney was too small for AB, in that regard, I definitely double down on that when it comes to Gary Russell.
Yeah, I say the same thing. Like, I like Gary, you know.
Gary Russell has all the skills in the world, by the way, and I would love to see Gary Russell and against like a Shakur Stevenson, or definitely a rematch with Vasyl Lomachenko.
Yeah, that's what I want to see. I want to see him go against Lomachenko myself. You know, but you like him against Shakur Stevenson? Who you think will win that fight?
I can't. I'll be honest with you, bro. Amani, I'm the worst person to ask those kind of questions because I'm more of an analyst than an oracle. I can tell you how somebody did what they did. I can tell you as we're watching what they're doing to set up what they did.
Okay.
But I can't see what's going to happen. Like the way my mind works is like, what if the dude get a headbutt and there's a cut in the second round? Like that can literally happen in my mind. It's not like a far-fetched, oh, that's least likely to happen. Right? You know what I'm saying? I come from the era that I've seen like headbutts and cuts and draws that shouldn't be draws and split decisions that should. So I don't do that. What I'll do is I'll tell you what each fighter needs to do in order to get the win. I'll tell you why they were able to do what they did to get the win after the fact or something like that. But as far as ahead of time, I don't do that. I just think it would be a great matchup because of the IQs involved. The boxing IQ of Gary Russell, the boxing IQ of Shakur Stevenson. These IQs, we're talking about some high level boxing.
True.
We're talking about a person that has the youth of Shakur Stevenson, the pedigree of him. Look at who Shakur has in his corner. This is a guy who came from the Mayweather, Andre Ward, Clarissa Shield. The boxing minds and prowess is almost a who's who in boxing when you're dealing with this young man, this young brother. I was going to say kid, but I'm not going to be. I got to be very careful with my words because I want to be very, very respectful to somebody like Shakur Stevenson, who is a very, very dedicated young man to his craft,
Yes.
and whom I'm very fond of. But equally, I'm fond of Gary Russell Jr., who has put in the work, who has all the skills, who has gotten a bad rap for his inability to get fights, much like a Demetrius Andrade. And Guillermo Rigondeaux before him was very tough for them to get fights, and I do not want somebody with the skills, the pedigree, and the success that Gary Russell Jr. has had, which is a lot of people don't really know this. He's the longest reigning champion in boxing right now, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
he's not
is
the longest reigning. He's he's in that upper echelon of boxers who have been able to hold on to their championship status. Some people will say, well, he's not fighting often enough for that to happen. Well, people have to get in the ring with him too.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
You know, people don't want to get in a fight with dangerous guys, but
That's
Gary
true.
Russell and Shakur Stevenson is definitely a very, very intriguing fight.
Okay. So what's your thoughts on Earl and Bud? And then I got one more topic, then we can get ready to hang it up. What's your thoughts on Earl and Bud?
Ooh.
Gotta get it.
Can't wait. We must see that fight. There is no logical excuse that would be acceptable for fans for that fight not being made. We do not want to hear about sides of streets. We do not want to hear about camps versus camps. We do not want to hear about promotion versus promotion or network versus network. We want to see the fight. In the court of law, they have what they have is arguments, right? And what they do is when a prosecution or defense attorney makes an argument, what they do is they cite other precedents for them making the argument that they're making.
Mm-hmm.
Follow me? All right. So now there is already a precedent where people on different networks, different promotions, different sides of the streets have come together to make money and put on the best fight possible.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, strong.
So if we've already seen it with Mayweather and Pacquiao, we can see it with Crawford and Spence Jr. If we've already seen it with Wilder and Fury, then we can see it with Spence Jr. versus Crawford. That's my stance on that. So let us see the fight, put the fight on, give the fighters what they deserve, all of it, all of the money they deserve, and put the fight on. Hopefully it takes place when this pandemic, the guidelines are over. If that ever happens, you know, we're projecting at this point, at best, because you know we all need to escape from time to time from what is really going on. But I would say that it for the fight to be at its peak, at its best, in terms of its promise, I would say that it has to take place when you can pack a stadium.
Okay. Keon, you want to give your thoughts on Earl and Spence right quick, Keon?
As far as who will win, though, that's a 50-50 fight.
Yeah. Keon, you want to touch on it? So take and get your thoughts on it, bro.
Oh man, you already know my stance on Earl and Spence.
Yeah, I know your stance. The tank though.
Well, I think it's gonna be a hell of a fight.
Yeah, I never heard it, brother.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So I think it's gonna be a hell of a fight. I got EJ winning. I got Earl winning. If Earl comes in tip-top condition, like we seen him in 2017, 2018, you know, if he come in tip top condition like we seen him, you know, before he fought Mikey Garcia, before he fought Sean Porter, back then, everybody know what I'm talking about. If that Errol Spence comes in and even more hungrier, like he said he is going, you know, be when he comes back, I don't see Terrence Crawford beating him in no shape, form, or fashion. I just don't. I never have. From as soon as Terrence Crawford moved up, I never looked at Terrence Crawford and thought, okay, this is going to be a guy that's going to be able to beat Errol Spence. I never thought that. That's just my opinion. You know, I've seen Terrence Crawford have trouble with much lesser opponents. So, you know, how he going to beat Errol Spence if Errol Spence is at his, you know, tip-top shape and in tip-top condition? I think Errol Spence is, you know, is just ultimately too strong. And basically what I really think is going to come down to is Terrence Crawford is going to want to show his nuts. And what I mean by that is Terrence Crawford, once he gets hurt or he gets hit hard, you know, he goes into you know, he goes into basically one to brawl with you. Like, you know, he wants to make it into a fight, which he like in a lot of cases, he could just box, you know, and use all his boxing skills, stick and move and box and use all his boxing skills. But when he gets hurt, he goes into that mode to where he want to get his back, you know, and he want to show his nuts. And it's going to happen fighting against somebody like Errol Spence. He's going to get hurt somewhere in that fight. He's going to get he's going to get hit hard somewhere in that fight. And when that happens, all of that, you know, oh, I'm just want to outbox you, that's going to go out the window. Okay, that's going to go out the window, and he cannot win a firefight with Errol Spence. Also, I think that we all give Terrence Crawford, you know, all the credit in the world for being a great boxer, you know, but we don't never give Errol Spence no credit for being very technical and a great boxer himself. So, I mean, EJ, he's actually a very good boxer too. Now, Terrence Crawford can fight, you know, he's a switch hitter, which EJ's not a switch hitter, right? So that's one advantage that Terrence Crawford does. But I mean, Errol Spence is a southpaw already. So how effective is that going to be? You dig what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I just if Errol Spence could, you know, come in 100% and be the Errol Spence that he was before the Mikey fight, before, you know, but before he started getting unfocused, before he started, you know, when he was super hungry, I don't see Terrence Crawford having no chance of beating him. But that's just my stance on it, and that's what I've been saying, and that's what I'm gonna continue to say until the fight happens.
Okay. Now, I look at it different, Keon. You know what I mean? I feel like this. To me, Bud got all this. Like, I feel like Bud got the most skills in boxing. Off what I'm saying, I can just go off what I see because I am an eye test man. I feel like Bud do got the most skill in boxing. I do see this as a 50-50 fight. You know what I mean? I think a lot of people look at Terrence Bud Crawford and they say they feel like he haven't done enough for them at welterweight. But that's not what gets me. What I'm looking at is his skill set. Terrence Bud Crawford got a hell of a skill set. You know what I mean? He got strong legs. He can box your ass for 12 rounds all around the ring. He can fight going forwards. He can fight going backwards. He can fight going side to side. I've seen these things. He can punch with both hands. He got power. He's strong he's strong. I don't think he's more physically strong than Errol Spence, but he's strong with punching, bro. Now, I mean, now I do got Earl winning the fight, but like I say, one thing that I'm scared about with Earl and Bud is in the inside, not even in the inside, even that range of distance. I feel like Terrence Bud Crawford is not afraid to punch with you, bro, and that it can be dangerous for him as well. Because one thing about punching with somebody, you leaving yourself open for the shot, and whoever get there first, and whoever land, if you land precise, I don't care who you is. If you land precise on the jawbone where the vein is, your ass going down. And I've seen Bud be accurate as fuck. You know what I mean? Now my dude Earl is strong. He do got like you say, Keon, I give him a lot of credit for boxing as well. A lot of people take his boxing away from him. I know he can box as well, his body work, but I think his pace and his grit is what's gonna win him the fight. But I'd be a fool if I say I look at Turnbull Crawford and I give Bud credit saying where Bud can't win the fight. Because I love both of these dudes, man. My homeboy called me, bro. He was like, oh, man, which one of your sons going to win the fight? Because I was high on Bud and Earl. I'm like, which one of my sons? He's like, yeah, Earl or Bud. Because I was putting people on turns Bud and Earl way back when. But I said, I got to go with my youngest boy. You know what I'm saying? When you got kids, you never want to see your oldest son whoop your young boy as you'll go with your youngest boy. But I feel like, though, I just feel like Earl grit. I feel like Earl been in the more grittier fights at 140. I mean, at 147, I feel like he's big and strong. I do feel like he's big and strong, like you say, Keon. But Crawford is physically strong as well, because to whip Jeff Horn ass like that on your first fight at 147, a lot of people don't give him credit for Jeff Horn, man. Jeff Horn is a physical fucking fighter. He's physical. And for Bud to whip that big dude, because a lot of people, oh, Bud gonna have some problems with Jeff Horn. This Bud first fight at 47, Jeff Horn bully Manny Pacquiao around, and I'm not saying Bud and Manny Pacquiao are the same fighters, but at the end of the day, Jeff Horn is like when you talk about Earl Spence, Jeff Horn, Keith Thurman, they some big ass 47 pounders, and we see where Jeff Horn fighting at right now. But for Bud to go in there and do Jeff Horn like that, bro, and I'm talking about not just whoop his ass, but not get moved around the ring, you got to give him credit. And I look at Bud. And like I say, his skill set where he got strong legs to box your ass for 12 rounds. But I just feel like the pace of Earl Spence, because Earl can fight at a pace, like you say, Keon, you got to be in the best shape. You got to be in the best shape like he was in the Chris Algieri fight, to where he can track you down, cut the ring off, and force you to sit down and fight, attack Bud body, and try to get Bud to do what you say, Keon, and let's go heads up and try to let his nuts hang, where Earl Spence can say, okay, I feel like I'm the stronger fighter, and then try to get him that way. You know what I mean? But if Bud try to stay on the boxing tip, which he could do, and try to, you know what I'm saying, outpoint his way to a 12-round fight, try to frustrate Earl, get Earl as to make mistakes and land where Earl fuck up, that should be Bud game plan. You know what I mean? So it's gonna be a hell of a fight, man. But I see it as a 50-50 fight. I pick Earl to win. You know what I'm saying? I pick Earl to win. I'm going for Earl. That's my guy. But it's gonna be a hell of a fight, man. It's gonna be one hell of a fight.
Yeah, it's gonna be a hell of a fight. You know,
I think it's hard not to root for Earl, especially after the year he's had too.
That's true. That's true too.
It's gonna be a hell of a fight. One other thing,
he's a guy that's a very likable guy.
One other thing I see coming in play money is that first of all, if you look at who got the better chin, Errol got the better chin, hands down.
I agree.
And then another thing is that Terrence Crawford, a lot of his fights, it takes him a minute to download you. Once he downloads you and figure you out, right? Then his opponents, they have problems. Once he downloads you and figures you out, then you got a problem on your hand. Now, with a fighter like Errol Spence, we're not talking about the Errol Spence that we seen against Sean Porter and Mikey Garcia. We're talking about, like you said, Chris Algieri, Leonard Bond, the Errol Spence that was, that was cut up like a bag of dope. We're talking about that Errol Spence, right? So when he's in tip-top condition, that Errol Spence is not going to give Terrence Crawford time to, think and figure you out. He's going to be on your ass from round one to the bell rings. You see what I'm saying? When he's pressuring on top of you, that Errol Spence, if that Errol Spence comes in there, I see, him winning. A close fight too. It's still going to be a close fight because Terrence Crawford is a great fighter and he ain't no pushover. They both got all the heart in the world. Ain't neither one of them going to back down. It's going to be a hell of a fight. But I just see Errol Spence getting it. That's just my opinion.
Go ahead, Tank. You want to touch on something?
Right. And there's nothing wrong with that. I'm sorry, what did you say?
But I thought you wanted to touch on something, Tank.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say, and there's nothing wrong with picking one or the other, especially with the facts that everything brought out, being that the prerequisite being that he comes in that Chris Algieri, Errol Spence Jr. shape. It's hard to you can't really debate that because you're talking about a guy who's a natural welterweight, a big welterweight at that. Like everything boxing was bringing out, this is a guy who we know can take a punch at the weight. We know he can get hit by a guy like even a Carol Brook. So, excuse me, who also was himself was a bigger welterweight. So, absolutely. My only thing from my perspective, I had it really close prior to the accident. I think I had it like I was thinking because of the skills and size combination that I was leaning towards Errol. But now that I do not know what to expect post accident, it's I can't say that he's fell under 50%. So I have to say that, he's at 50%. I haven't seen Derek James come out with anything that says that shows any concern. If coach thinks he's good, that's the person that's working with him. I got to think that he's good. But what we see in the gym and what we see on fight night may be two different things. And I'm kind of like holding out to see. I'm anxious and I'm intrigued to see what happens. I followed Errol Spence since he was in the Nationals. So it was, for me, I've actually followed him a lot earlier in his career than I followed Bud, even though I love and follow Bud closely as well. But with Errol, I had been following him since he was an amateur trying out for the Nationals. So, like I said, it's hard to root against that brother. You know what I'm saying? But when you look at somebody like a Terrence Bud Crawford, who's as real as it gets, as well in his own right, and like everything boxing pointed out, this is a brother who has a dog in him, and he doesn't shy away from bringing that out in fights. And when you look at that from the just from an aesthetic perspective, and where you have boxing fans who are not our people who just want to see fights, the knuckle, the rock'em sock'em fights. You know what I'm saying? You have people that want. Bud can do that. Bud will do that, and that takes away from the aspect of where they try to say aging Mayweather was not entertaining. We don't have that problem with Bud. Bud is like more like the pretty boy Floyd, who was had less hand problems and was allowed to let his hands go a little bit more. So we saw the offensive brilliance of Floyd when he would get hit and get in those same dog fights. People forget the Emmanuel Augustus fights. People forget the Chop Coley fights. People forget the Diego Corrales's and even the Marcos Maidana fight later in his career, where Floyd buckled down, bit down, and exchanged.
Don't forget about.
I think Bud in that same area is like Floyd, and he can get a chance to do the same thing if given the opportunity. He can buckle down and fight. But like everything boxing was saying, against Errol Spence, that's in the shape that he was in against Algieri, that might not be conducive to a win, because and I would say not even Algieri, even if we look at the Errol Spence that fought Sean Porter, with him letting his hands go the way he was doing against Porter and sitting down his punches, Errol is very, very versatile. He doesn't get the credit for his versatility. We normally see versatility as switch hitting, fighting southpaw, fighting orthodox, but the nuances of the boxing game that Errol Spence brings to the table are equally as impressive as the nuances that Terrence Crawford brings to the table. Probably the only difference is that Terrence will go southpaw and orthodox at any given time. So I still have it at 50-50 though. with everything that's happened with Errol in the past year.
Yeah, I look at it like that too, though. Bro, I like what you said about Mayweather.
It's going to be a great fight, though.
Yeah, I like what you said about Mayweather, but the Cotto fight, Mayweather bit down the front of the Cotto fight. Hey, what the shooters at, bro? Y'all let you whatever his name is.
Cotto,
to stop him.
Cotto, that's one of my favorite ones.
Man, that's my go-to fight, bro. Tank, that's my go-to, bro. Like anytime I'm just sitting here, if I'm just bored, I'll watch Earl Spencer kill, bro. Right now, I'll watch Earl Spencer and Sean Porter, but man, my go-to is Floyd and Cotto, bro. That is a hell of a fight, bro. That is a hell of a fight. But man, look, I love Bud and Earl, bro. My thing is, I never seen them fighting each other. To be real with you, I never seen Bud and Earl fight each other.
Love them both.
So I thought when Earl moved to
right.
You know what I'm saying? So it kind of, it's mixed feelings with me. I'm like, damn, because I love both of them, bro. I love both of them, So it's like you say though, Tank. I seen Earl. Like, don't get me wrong. I was watching Bud. Like, I watched Earl in the amateur suit all the way to the Olympics, all the way to right now. And I've been on Earl since the amateurs, and I've been putting people on Earl. But my first time seeing Bud Crawford is when he fought the guy that knocked out Amir Khan. That was my first time seeing Bud. And I'm like, damn, if he can do this for the 12 rounds, he can beat it. Because they was talking like this dude was just a monster. He got power, this, da. But I seen Bud how he was fighting. I'm like, God damn, this boy can fight. You know what I mean? Ever since then, I just took a toll to him, bro. And Bud is an overachiever because they never expect him to be what he is. Bob Earn never expect him to be what he is. He just signed him on the strength of Cameron Duncan and what Tim Bradley was saying. But he never expect Bud to be who Bud was. And I think he snuck up on all of us and shit. But it's like you say though, Tank. Bud is real as they come. I respect him like that. Bo Mac can talk a lot of bullshit. Bo Mac real too, but sometimes I don't agree with what Bo Mac say. But Terrence Bud Crawford, I respect that kid. Bud, like you say, gotta watch. I respect that man to the fullest, bro. I respect Bud Crawford to the fullest, bro. He got my utmost respect. That's why I give him the credit that he get because he deserved the credit that he get, bro. Like I know a lot of people talk about his resume at 147, but from 135 to 140 to 147. You still conquering the weight class, and you can't knock who's at the weight classes who's there. Like a lot of people shit on Ndongo, right? A lot of people say, "Well, Ndongo this and that, what he done," and I'm good friends with Ndongo coach AC Moses. But my thing is this: Ndongo was supposed to make it to where he made it to. Ndongo went to Russia, knocked out the Russian who they thought was gonna beat the shit out of him, knocked his ass out in 1 or 2 rounds. You know what I'm saying? He went over to Scotland. They thought Ricky Burns was gonna beat him. Beat Ricky Burns, you know what I'm saying? And Ndongo is in the history books as a unified world champion. And as much as people want to shit on Ndongo, you gotta respect the man for being a unified world champion. You got fights that won't even be a fucking world champion in boxing. It's hard to become world champion. And Ndongo became unified world champion. And not only that, he went to Russia, won a title. He went to Scotland, won a title, and he tried to come to the backyard of Terrence Bud Crawford in the US of A and become undisputed. So you got to give Ndongo credit for traveling because he didn't have to fight Bud. And Ndongo could have took them titles and fought some weaker opponents, but he said, fuck it, I'm going to try to be great. You know what I'm saying? It didn't go the way he wanted to go, but at the end of the day, I respect Ndongo as a man for coming over here and saying, you know what? I'm going to go try to fight the number 1 pound-for-pound fighter. You know what I'm saying? And Bud went in there and became unified champion. I know a lot of people want a shit on that. Oh, who is Ndongo? What has he done after that? It don't matter. He was unified champion at the time. If you want to see champion versus champion, you saw a champion versus champion. And Bud went in there and did what he had to do. You know what I mean? Bud come up to 147. All he did was become fucking WBO world champion his first fight. Right. Knock out everybody at 147, regardless of the opponents, bro. And he won't smoke. I feel like him and Porter would be a hell of a fight. Him and Ugas would be a hell of a fight. But Bud won't smoke with Earl, and I got to respect that, bro. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like him and Earl, man, both of them, they cut from the same cloth. And I tell people this all the time, Tank. I don't care what you say. As much as you talk about Bud, if you're an Earl Spence fan, you're a Terrence Bud Crawford fan. If you're a Terrence Bud Crawford fan, you're an Earl Spence fan. They cut from the same cloth. They both hell of a fighters. You know what I'm saying? They to me, they mirror each other. Right. They mirror each other. Right. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of the opponents, they mirror each other. And they two black mans that's on top of their shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, we gotta remember this. Freddie Roach said, Freddie Roach, they asked Freddie Roach, who was the pound for pound kings of boxing? Freddie Roach said he got, I don't know if he said Turnbull Crawford number 1 or Earl Spence number 2 or Earl Spence number 1 to Crawford number 2, but he had them right behind each other because Freddie Roach understand both of them dudes are fucking, they're amazing, bro. They're amazing. So I feel like this fight is gonna be something special. This fight we should have on Juneteenth. You know what I'm saying? This is a fight that we say that's so special. Try to make this fight happen on Juneteenth. If we can make it happen next year on Juneteenth, make that shit that special. You know what I'm saying? And wherever wherever it goes, we should respect it. Like whoever win, bro, whoever win, we should give them the utmost respect, and whoever lose, we should give them the utmost respect. Because like I say, it's gonna split us up as black people. Earl Spence and Turnbull Crawford is gonna be a fight that it's gonna kind of split us up as black people because people go ride with Earl, people go ride with Bud. But if we see it as what it really is, two black dudes that's on top of their shit, that's gonna be a hell of a fight. And all we can say is may the best man win in this fight. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, I pick Earl to win. I'm riding with Earl to win. But if Turnbull Crawford win this fight, if Turnbull Crawford win, I'm not finna shit on Bud. I'm giving him all the credit in the world. I'm gonna still ride with Earl 100%. But if Bud win that bitch, I'm not gonna be pissed off. I'm not gonna be mad. I'm gonna salute my brother is doing what he do, and vice versa. If Earl win that bitch, I'm gonna be happy for Earl. But I'm not gonna shit on Bud and try to down him out because it's gonna be a hell of a fight, bro. It's gonna be one hell of a fight. But yeah,
and you know what will contribute to less of tension in that regard is how they deal with each other, win, lose, or draw. I think that we'll follow their lead. You know what I'm saying? If one of them comes out bitter towards the other one, then we're gonna have a contingency because, like you said, we're already gonna be split. Some people are going for one, and some people are going for the other. But if one or the other comes out of this fight with some kind of animus towards the other one, if something shady or something like that happens, then it's going to create a further divide. But if win, lose, or draw after this fight, if the two of them come together and show the proper respects as gladiators and fellow combatants, then I think that will lessen the divide from the fan bases.
But you know what, though, Tank? That's the thing. They respect each other, bro. Like, both of them got love for each other. Like, when you see Turnbull Crawford talk about Earl, it's nothing but love. When you see Earl talk about Turnbull Crawford, it's nothing but love. That's why the only thing I got a problem with Bomac is when Bomac talk about Earl, it's always in a negative light. And I'm like, damn, Bomac, you said on Trill Boxing Talk that you only do that to build a fight up. But when you out there and you calling Earl a drunk and he ain't shit and he this, he that, you're not building the fight. You turn a black brother down and you giving other cats who shit on these two fighters bullets to go try to run. Like right now, like cats who shit on Earl Spence. Oh, y'all heard what Bomac said. You can never trust a drunk. Shit like that. That's why. But when Derek James early on, and that's why I respect Derek. But I did an interview with Derek. But Derek early on, he gave Crawford nothing but the utmost respect and said it's gonna be a hell of a fight. And I wanted Bomac to take that approach. Like, you don't have to shit on Earl Spence to make that fight big because it's going to be big regardless. Turnbull Crawford versus Earl Spence, it's going to be big regardless, Bomac. And I had an interview with Bomac, Tank, on her, but somebody went and hated on me, you know, told him, oh, he's an Earl Spence fan. He gonna say this, that. So Bomac reneged on me and shit, which I still got love for Bomac. It's like you say, Tank. I ain't gonna shit on you or nothing. Like, I ain't make a video talking about, oh, Bomac this, that, or what he came back and said to me and shit like that. I'm like, it is what it is, bro. I was gonna ask you the tough questions, but I still respect Bomac because you took Turnbull Crawford from the bottom to the top. You know what I'm saying? You made Jamel Hearn a world champion. You got Stone Cold Steve Nelson over there, who I respect. So I respect you as a man, as a trainer. Keon had his son on, man. Keon had Bomac's son on. Hell of a show. Hell of a show. My brother Keon is boots on the ground. I love this dude, Keon, bro. He got my utmost respect. But we had Bomac's son on, and we had a hell of an interview. Even Bomac's son, we had to make him see. Like, he was Bud, this, da. And I'm like, yes, Bud could be this, and this. But don't say Bud is all this and then say Earl Spence is like he just basic, because he not. You know what I'm saying? That's my only problem when y'all try to make Bud Michael Jordan and then make fucking Earl Spence a fucking Rafer Austin or something. Now, If Bud Michael Jordan, Earl Spence should be a Kobe Bryant, or you know what I'm saying? Just show respect where respect is due, bro. And that's all I'm about. Like, I'm gonna give credit where credit is due. And if I feel like you want some bullshit or you saying some shit that ain't really resonate, then I'm gonna call you out on it. You know what I'm saying? That's the only, I can't be fake. All I can do is be real and tell you how I feel. Either you go love me for who I am or hate me for what I'm not, bro. You know what I'm saying? So I just look at it in that perspective. But I know what Bud is. I know Bud is a bad motherfucker, bro. Bud is the #1 pound for pound fighter in the world. He deserved it. To me, just to me, I know Keon and them feel like different ways, but to me, Terrence Bud Crawford got the most skills in boxing. For what I've seen with my eyes, just I go off the eye test because I like to go off the eye test, and I like to think that I can really look at somebody and know what I'm looking at. To me, Terrence Bud Crawford got the most skills in boxing, bro. When you wanna, because Bud, I know they look at him when they say, "Oh, Benavidez with the one leg, he got him out in the 12th round." But y'all gotta understand, Terrence Bud Crawford chose to fight that fight. Like we want to say, Earl Spence chose to fight Sean Porter fight. Bud chose to walk Benavidez down, and it took him 12 rounds, but nonetheless, he knocked him the fuck out in devastating fashion. He knocked Benavidez's ass out. I don't want to hear about no legs or none of that shit. Once you sign the contract, you know what you sign up for. I don't want to hear about no injuries. I don't want to hear about this, none of that. Once you sign the contract, your ass signed up for war. You ain't ready to go to war, don't go to war. But once you sign that contract, you all in. You know what I'm saying? That's saying, okay, this, I'm ready, I'm gonna fight. No excuses at the end of the day. You know what I mean? Terrence Bud Crawford went in there. Jose Benavidez is a hell of a fighter. He sparred with Manny Pacquiao at 15, 16, gave Manny Pacquiao work. So he's a hell of a fighter. And Bud went in there and took his undefeated record. Bud took Jeff Horn undefeated record. Bud took fucking Main Machine undefeated record. And Amir Khan, we can just throw him in a win. But nonetheless, like Bud say, and I gotta agree with him when he had the interview on Brian Custer. He don't get the respect he deserves, bro, at 147. Now, a lot of people can shit on him. That's why I say I give credit where credit is due, bro. And Bud, I'm gonna respect him to the fullest. I'm gonna give him his credit because if we're gonna say Bud, oh, he ain't did this, he ain't did that, this, that. Well, when you fight Earl Spence, it's not gonna mean shit. But if we say Bud is the #1 pound for pound fighter in the world, he beat 3 undefeated fighters at 47. He knocked out everybody. If you give him the credit he deserves, then when Earl beat him, it make it look that much more better. And just vice versa. If you give Earl the credit he deserves, if Bud beat him, then it makes it look that much more better. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, it's just about giving respect where respect is due. Right, Andrew Charles.
Which is what I see. Shout out to Andrew Charles. Shout out to Andrew Charles. He brought that up too, which you just broke down. You know what I'm saying? Both fighters deserve the proper respect. Yeah. They do. Yeah. They deserved it. They've earned it. And let us as fans be able to sit back and enjoy what they present to us. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
And it sucks though, Monty. I hate the fact that we have to actually be putting caveats on conversations like that because we there's a lot of us who love boxing and love a lot of these fighters, and guess what? Sometimes they have to fight each other. So we shouldn't be in a pickle, a game of pickle, to use a baseball analogy. Shout out to my brother, Mr. Terrones, who's a baseball fanatic. But we shouldn't have to be in the game of pickle when it comes to the fight game in boxing. You know what I'm saying? We should be able to sit back and enjoy our favorite fighters fight. You know what I'm saying? To the point that was made about Bomac not taking the same position or posture as Derek James took and showing respect to that. That's big because you made a great point, Monty. You don't have to build a fight that way. You know what I'm saying? Probably one of the 2 biggest fights that Errol Spence Jr. has had in his career year to date was against Mikey Garcia. And that Mikey Garcia fight was packed. You can debate, argue why it was packed, who packed it, and that whole thing. But the fact of the matter is that people went to see that fight and tuned in to watch that fight, and the lead up to that fight, the worst thing that we can find that someone said about the other was, I believe in myself. You know what I'm saying? I believe in my skills, and I believe that I have more skills than Errol Spence, or I believe that I have more skills than Mikey Garcia. Like, if you think about it, like in proper context, there was no shit talking. There was no disrespecting of one each other. There was no bad guy role in that. I mean, it was so good that the media literally had to take a normal statement and blow that out. Like, of course she's supposed to. Mike Garcia had 30-something fights and with
Like
almost as many knockouts, and is a very highly skilled boxer, right? You think he ain't gonna believe in himself?
Facts.
You think he don't care? You think he care? Like, oh shit, this is at a time where now everybody fighting Errol Spence. Now everybody calling Errol Spence's name. But guess what? It was Mikey Garcia who stepped out and said, I'll take that. I'll take that smoke. You know, we talk shit about Mikey now because he got smoked, but he asked for the smoke. And you got to give some kind of respect to that. You know, I'm not even talking about he could have got knocked out. And forget that. That's boxing. Errol Spence put on what we call a boxing clinic.
Thank you,
that fight, right? Against a boxer who you would not think that is the way he's going to lose a fight against this guy. And he did that. So we're not taking anything away from that. With that being said, you have to give the person props who is stepping up to fight the guy that everyone is finding a reason not to fight.
Man,
you know what I'm saying? And they did it, and they put on a great fight without anybody wearing the black hat or being the bad guy.
Tank, thank you so much for bringing up that topic, bro. Because I said this, bro. I said, I don't care who you, even me, bro. I picked Earl Spence to win the fight, right? But I said Mikey Garcia is fit to have some success in this fight. Sugar Ray Leonard, a fucking Hall of Fame great, picked Mikey to win the fight. I never seen Earl Spence winning the fight in that fashion. Nobody saw Earl Spence winning the fight in that fashion. I said, look, I can get even my dude Correa. He turned into a sucker, but even him, when we used to talk, he's like, I'm a little nervous, bro, because Mikey had everybody a little nervous. Like, I don't care who the fuck you are. If you're keeping it real, so people gonna say, oh, well, I knew Earl was gonna do this. I knew, man, cut it out. That's Mikey Garcia, bro. At that time, calling out Earl Spence, having the confidence in himself, I'm like, God damn, what the fuck do Mikey see? Like, even I was I wasn't nervous on Earl winning the fight, but I'm like, I know Mikey gonna have some success in this fight. I never seen Earl winning the fight like he won that fight, bro. I never seen that. And even right now today, Mikey Garcia is a hell of a fighter. Mikey Garcia is a Hall of Famer. People not gonna give him credit. He's a 4-division world champion. You know what I'm saying? So people keep calling him, oh,
right
little
now.
Exactly. And it's like you say, Tank, he took a chance, bro. And I respect him forever for that. Regardless of what they say, he took a chance. He felt like his skills were superior. You know what I'm saying? And he bounced back. Mikey bounced back. Mikey might get a Pacquiao fight. We don't know. But he bounced back. And we got to respect that, bro. We got to respect it. But it still gave Earl the opportunity to show that he can box. It gave Earl that opportunity where we can say, well, you see what he did to Mikey Garcia. He outboxed Mikey Garcia for 12 rounds. For 12 rounds, he outboxed Mikey Garcia, who is one of the most technical fighters in boxing. You know what I'm saying? So you got to respect Mikey for bringing out that aspect of Earl Spence and salute him. You know what I'm saying? But cats don't look at it that way. They just look at it as, oh, Earl didn't knock out Mikey. I'm a boxing fanatic, bro. I'd rather look at a 12-round fight than a 4-round knockout any day. You go learn more about a fight.
Look, Monty, when you say that, you diss both fighters.
Exactly, bro. Exactly. That's why I say I'd rather look at a 12-round fight than a 4-round knockout. because you get shit out of a knockout. But if a fighter go 12 rounds, you gonna see who that fighter is. You gonna see who the opponent is. You gonna find out, oh, could he make adjustments? Could he do this or could he do that? You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, people, they say they boxing fans. I feel like they just fight fans. They want to see a fight. They want to see they like a gladiator. They want to see blood and guts in the knockout. Y'all not really fans of pugilism. Y'all don't really want to see technical skills. You know what I'm saying? To me, I look for skills. I look for skills. I want to see what you got. I want to see if you can make adjustments. I want to see if you can last. How your gas tank look. That's why I respect Bud Crawford. Because Bud is gonna go in that bitch. He's gonna be in the top state. He can bang it out or he can box your ass. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, that's how I know Bud and Earl is gonna be a fight. And we might see it 2 times. We don't know. We might see it 2 times. That's how I know Bud and Earl is gonna be a spectacle. A lot of people that say, "Oh, Earl go going there and watch Bud,"
hopefully, right?
And they make more money. Or Bud go watch Earl. I don't look at it that way. I look at it as a very competitive fight. They cut from the same cloth. Nobody want to give up the edge. You know what I'm saying? And it's gonna be a hell of a fight, bro. It's gonna be, and I feel like this thing. It's gonna happen in 2021. It's gonna happen in 2021. It's not going past 2021, bro. Trust me, that fight is not going past 2021. It's gonna happen next year. Right, Mr. Serrano. He said everybody wants to see a street fight. Exactly, bro. They want to see street fights, blood, guts, and just somebody get knocked the fuck out. But they're not really a true fan of pugilism. The skill set, working off the jab, you know what I mean? Defense, catching and shooting, things like that. They don't want to see all that. They just want to see a motherfucker go out there and get knocked out. You know, so that's crazy. I'm gonna get to my last topic, Tank and Keon. I know I've been going for a minute, bro. But my last topic, because I love female fighting. Go ahead, go ahead.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead, Tank. You want to say something?
Oh, I was just gonna shout out not only Mr. Terrones saying it because you already brought it out about everyone wants to see a street fight, but also what Andrew Charles brought up about Mikey Garcia's follow-up to that fight against Errol Spence was against a very, very solid fighter in Jesse Vargas. And this is a guy who's been in the ring with Tim Bradley, Adrian Broner. This is not just some guy, you know. That's like when you see Keith Thurman come back against Josecito Lopez. You know, they're taking these tough fights coming back. So Andrew Charles had brought that out, and that was an impressive fight by Mikey Garcia for a comeback fight, because he could have went down to one of the lower weights and to get back on his bike. But go ahead with your last topic, brother.
Oh yeah, that's true too. And shouts out to my brother Big Dose 513. Shouts out to Andrew Charles. But I like that Big Dose, but we do take away from the Mont Peterson fight. A lot of people shit on the Peterson fight, but you know how they go. But my last topic is I love the women boxing, bro. I feel like they don't get the respect that they deserve. And man, Amanda Serrano and Katie Taylor is cancer. I hope they can bring that back, bro, because that's one of the fights that I was banking on. Amanda Serrano, a 6th division world champion, versus Katie Taylor, a gold medalist and a 3rd division world champion. I feel like that fight, bro, that fight was meant to be. Katie beat on Cindy Serrano, her sister. I always said Amanda was ready to take that fight, but man, I hope they find a way to bring that fight back, because the women, man, women fight harder than men. It's still like back in the day. Women got to fight for what for their rights. They got to fight to show people that they can compete like a man. Even in the WNBA, you know what I'm saying? It's just like the boxing, the women boxing. But Amanda Serrano and Katie Taylor, listen, that fight was going to be far worse. Keon, my brother, Tank, my brother. That fight was going to be fucking far worse. And I mean, it was going to set, like, when we talking about put women boxing on a different stage, bro, Amanda Serrano and Katie Taylor was the fight that helped lift women boxing up. Just like Hannah Gabriel and Clarissa Shield, and I do got Clarissa Shield as the pound-for-pound #1 women fighter. But, man, Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano, bro, them women was going to bang, bro. That was going to bang. And I know Amanda is a 6th division world champion. Katie is a 3rd division world champion. But I love Katie's skill set. I love her dog and her. But I wanted to see because she take Amanda Serrano out. You know what I'm saying? If you beat Amanda Serrano, can you tell her you are the shit? You know what I'm saying? I edged Amanda. I edged Amanda because I felt like the skill set that she have, the experience that she have, and me just seeing Katie sometimes alluding back to the amateur style to where she just want to bang and just throw punches. And I feel like Amanda probably would have took advantage of those things. But nonetheless, I felt like if Katie got on her shit, she had a chance to win that fight. But that was the fight I was looking forward to, bro. And my heart is broken to see that the fight is off. But I hope they can find a way to come back and bring that fight back, man. Because when you talk about women boxing, besides Clarissa versus my girl Cecilia Breakers, Amanda Serrano and Katie Taylor is as big as it gets. It gets no bigger than that. It gets no bigger than that. And besides Clarissa versus Cecilia Breakers, but I hope they can find a way to bring that fight back to boxing, man. I know Corona fucking up a lot of shit, you know, but hopefully both of these women continue to win, which I think they do. But I know Amanda's she's doing the UFC shit now, and I'm not really a fan of these female boxers going up to the UFC, but I understand they gotta feed their family. But I hope it don't not seriously happen to Amanda over there, like Heather Hardy, like she was going back and forth, things like that. But if she can find a way to balance that and win and to win in boxing, if they can make that fight come back to fruition, bro, I mean that's gonna set the women boxing on fire, bro. But I'm gonna start with you, Tank. What you think about that fight, bro, and about it being called off?
Like you, I'm a huge fan of women's boxing. I should say boxing, but also when the women box as well. This was a fight that was anticipated from boxing fans because of the high skill level and IQ that would be involved. Katie Taylor, being who she is, and her acumen, her boxing acumen being what it is. You know, a lot of people projected her as being, if not Clarissa Shields, is she the next best female boxer? The people were so that high on her, leading up to her last fight, where, you know, sometimes you have rough fights. You know what I'm saying? It's a combat sport, and not every sport is not every fight is going to be as easy as the next one. But in terms of Amanda, the Serrano sisters, they have a particular reputation of being these athletic, creative type of fighters who will use instincts as well as their skills in situations of the fight where you would be like, wait, technically you're not supposed to be able to do that. So when I'm looking at it from that aspect, actually, I'm a huge fan of Amanda. I would love to have seen that fight. If they can make more money later, bring that back, because the women do need to get paid far more than they get paid now, and they need far more exposure than they get now. And we can argue that the two of those things go together. You know, we need to start seeing them on televised events. We need to start seeing them in events where they are on cards where they're going to maximize their exposure. So, you know, we need to be very supportive of that. At the same time, these kind of situations make us take a step back in that regard, because, you know, when fights can be made, then exposure can't be put out there for them to make the money. But this is a unique situation with COVID, so a lot of boxing promoters can get away with saying that now. But when it wasn't COVID, when this wasn't an issue, you guys still weren't putting these ladies on the stage that they deserve. That you guys still weren't putting these ladies on stages that their skill set deserved to be on. Monty made a great point about the women boxers in regards to them the men, but I would also build on that by arguing that the women must rely on things like technique more so than men who can rely on straight brute strength and athleticism. So we see that in several sports, like women's basketball. They're very much more fundamentally sound than a lot of the men. Boxing is the same way. I really like Amanda. Like I said, that's one of those 50-50 fights that we want to see. But I'm going for Amanda to win that fight. But may the best woman win.
Facts. Keon, what you got to touch on that, Keon?
Yeah, so I just gotta say, man, I've always loved women's boxing. Always been a big fan of it. I think that they need to put the women on a lot more. Promote them a lot better, pay them a lot better. And as far as that fight, so with Katie Taylor, man, I know they tried to basically, build her as a next big thing. I mean, when she fought Delphine Person, they tried to build Katie Taylor like, oh, okay, after she beats Delphine, she's gonna be the best, the number one pound for pound woman in boxing. Totally disregarding Clarissa Shields on that DAZN. If you remember on that DAZN broadcast, they tried to say that she was gonna be the number one pound for pound, and to me, that was a disrespect to Clarissa Shields. She went on in that fight, and what I saw in that fight, Delphine Person beat Katie Taylor. She clearly beat her. To me, it is not even an argument that Delphine Person won that fight. She beat Katie Taylor clearly, but of course they did give Katie Taylor, they gave it to Katie Taylor. So with that being said, I've seen someone outbox Katie Taylor before. I've seen her lose and get a gift decision before. So, in that fight, if that had happened, I had Amanda Serrano being able to outbox Katie Taylor. I think that she's a better boxer than Katie Taylor. And, I was looking forward to that fight. I didn't know that it was called off until you said it today, Money.
Yeah.
But that's a fight that I was really looking forward to. And now that I know that it's called off, I'm disappointed because that's a fight. We need fights like that in women's boxing. We really rarely get to see two of the best go at it in women's boxing. Really, Clarissa Shields is only giving you that. And I mean, other than Clarissa Shields, the only other fight that we can think of in women's boxing where the two best win at it was Katie Taylor and Delphine Person. So I mean, this fight we needed to see a fight like this in women's boxing, to get it more notoriety, to keep it on the rise. And now that it's canceled, that's a black eye to women's boxing, to me. So we'll see what happens from here.
Yeah. And on that note, y'all, I'm gonna get ready and wrap it up, man. We've been going for 3 hours. I want to thank both of my brothers, man, Tank and Keon, for riding with me, man. Tank, we gotta do this again, bro. Like your numbers, bro, on just the history of our people, bro. I know people who know they shit, bro. And Tank, man, you so fluent with it, bro. Like, and I had Anthony Peterson on. And he was talking about this situation, how we need to uplift our people, but not only uplift, educate as well. You know what I'm saying? Educate as well. And what you said about us being kings and queens, you can't be a king and a queen if you don't want to lead, if you don't want to, stand up, because of course we want to get our people straight as well. But at the end of the day, it's about using unity, because I know a lot of people, we can do it by ourselves, this, that. Nah. Yes, we are a nation, we are big. But at the same time, we got to understand the position that we're in. You know what I'm saying? We got to understand the position that we're in. And right now, the position that we're in America, with us being who we are, we need our brown brothers and sisters to come along on this journey. We need them, bro. Even like I say, the ones that don't want to come along, all right. Just like it's a lot of black motherfuckers that don't want to come along. Like Tank said, there's a lot of black people out there that's appeasing to another race, that's feeling like they bigger and better. Oh, I got mine, 9.99 and all that shit. But at the end of the day, we're gonna need more than just us to win this war. You know what I'm saying? Because when this war is war. You know what I mean? And when we're looking at a situation like this, and we facing the whole fucking government, they got a plan put in place already that they not gonna give up their system. It don't matter what the fuck we say or what they say. They not gonna give up their system. So what we gonna have to do is come to the table and sit down and have some real understanding to get what we want. And I listen to Dick Gregory a lot, bro. And like you say, we talk about reparation. We can't even get reparation because we not a nation. You know what I'm saying? Dick Gregory say for us to get reparation, we have to be a nation. Like we don't have a flag that we throwing up or nothing. Right now, we talking about we are Americans asking for reparations. How we gonna get a reparations? Talking about we just black, but black is not a nation. We don't got a flag. We don't got a congregation. We can't sit at the table and say, well, we want this and we want that. Or we can come to and say we want fucking, like you say, we sold that out when we asked for liberation. When it say, what he say? Man, Dick Gregory said, oh, give us liberty. He said, instead of asking for reparation, we ask for liberty. And we don't even get liberty out here. So we got to come to the table understanding the situation we in and that, okay, we can talk about the Mexicans and this, that, and third, but until we come together, bro, and link together, understand what the fuck we facing, because we facing a machine. You know what I'm saying? We facing a machine, and it's going to be hard to defeat this motherfucker if we ain't organized with a real plan and structure. You know what I'm saying?
A well-oiled machine.
Exactly, bro. So we don't have structure, and we're not coming with a plan and real kings and queens that's ready to lead the race. Then at the end of the day, this shit gonna continue to happen to us though. But Tank, thank you so much, my brother. I want you to come back again. Keon, you already know what it is with you, brother. We always go ride. But Tank, you are needed, my brother. You are needed, man. You know what I'm saying? I listen to my brother, like I listen to a lot of people, bro. And there's only so many people that I respect that I can listen to that I say I can come back and listen to them again. But man, when you talk, I listen, bro. When you talk, I listen because I know it's true knowledge. I know it come from a place of like you say, authenticity. I know it's real. Yeah, it's real. It ain't on no. It ain't on no. I'm trying to show that I'm this. No, I'm talking to uplift. You know what I'm saying? Some people go take it one way. Some people go take it another. But it is what it is, bro. You know what I mean? But let me get some last words for you, Tank. Let the people know where they can follow you at, my brother.
Facts. Man, Jesus, man, I can't say enough kind words about Monty. You already know about the brother because you're here. So, you know, all I can say is this man's heart is as big as his brain. You know what I'm saying? This is one of the smartest brothers I always see out here grinding and getting his opinion across on his different platforms. And I appreciate you being so inviting and welcoming to me on your platform as always. You and I have always interacted offline, behind the scenes on social media and whatnot, and texting back and forth. So I just wanted to let you know that for the record on camera, I got nothing but love for you, Monty, and I appreciate what you do and how you do what you do. It was nice meeting everything boxing. I watch, I watch your platform and I see y'all cook all the time. And I just never had a chance to chime in. That's why I specifically asked if I can chime in while everything boxing was on, because I do appreciate and respect that brother as well. Lastly, I just want to say that two things. One, it's we don't know about the flag that we do have, right? We see our brown brothers and sisters who have the Mexican flag, the Puerto Rican flag, the Cuban flag, Dominican flag, et cetera, et cetera. But in 1921, in the 1920s, it was ratified that we have our own flag called the Black Liberation flag. So I encourage everyone to look that up, the Black Liberation flag, and then look at the details in that, whether you agree with the flag's inception, the colors, or anything else like that. Just know that it's ours. It was given to us, and it was designed by Marcus Mosaic Garvey. And let me segue into my last point using Marcus Mosaic Garvey. Marcus Mosaic Garvey once said that he can't really, and I'm premising again, it's paraphrasing, he wouldn't take certain Africans or Black people back to Africa because they were no good here. The same thing,
Right.
Harriet Tubman echoed as well when she was saying that she freed 1,000 slaves and she would have freed 1,000 more had they known they'd been slaves. So I just want to touch on that because half of the battle is us. So we can't be looking at other communities and other people as if our unity is so untouchable that we have to talk about other people who are not united with us. And we can't force anybody to love us. We can't force anybody to be a part of us and to feel our struggle. What we need to do is find people who have the same struggle, similar experiences. And if they are our people and our spirit bear witness with their spirit, then we need to link up and unify with them.
Man, powerful, bro. Powerful. Keon, let me get some last words from you, my brother.
Oh yeah, man. Money, like I always appreciate you, letting me come on here and cook with you. And Tank, man, I just appreciate the knowledge you came through and dropped and continue to push that knowledge on the young Black brothers and sisters, because a lot of them don't know nothing about their culture. And so I appreciate you coming on here, and just dropping that knowledge. You actually, and like I said, I read a lot too, but you actually put me up on something with the liberation flag, with the Black liberation flag. I didn't even know about that myself. So I'm going to actually go, and do my research and read up on that. But yeah, I appreciate it, man. And it was an honor, being on here with both of y'all. And yeah, we're going to have to do it again. Everybody, y'all can find me at Everything Boxing and Sports. Subscribe to the channel. And yeah, man, I appreciate it.
No doubt, man. Like I said, I want to thank both of my brothers for riding with me, man. I want to thank everybody in the chat for riding with us. I know some people
my bad.
Go ahead, Tank.
My bad. I was going to say, you can follow me at the Sweet Science Examiner. Just Google that, and it'll take you to where I'm at, the Sweet Science Examiner, or Tank Obadiah on different platforms. So Tank Obadiah and the Sweet Science Examiner, you can find me at.
Yes, sir. Don't worry, I'm pushing the Sweet Science Examiner, bro. Make sure people follow, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's just real, man. It's just because, like I say, the knowledge you got, bro, we need, bro. We need. And that's just real. Whenever we got real leaders that know real knowledge, bro, that, like you say, people don't read, bro, and powers are in the books. They trying to get rid of books nowadays and take us to this goddamn internet shit, but the power is in the books, bro. I mean, all the messages that they're trying to hide from us are in the books, so they always say, if you want, and I know it's a cliche, if you want to have something from a Black person, put it in the book. You know what I mean? So we got a lot of Black brothers out here that picked up them books that say, nah, you ain't gonna have shit. You know what I mean? So salute to you, my brother, for reading and willing to express and share. You know what I mean? And that's just real. Yes, sir. So like I was gonna say, to everybody that been riding with us, thank y'all so much, man. I appreciate y'all. Thank everyone who donated to the channel. I appreciate y'all, man. Y'all know what it is. This your boy Monty. It's the ANSBNC movement. Ain't nobody safe in these streets. Hit the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. You want to donate money on cash, 52@gmail.com on PayPal. If you can't, just keep riding with your boy. Tell a friend and tell a friend and tell a friend to subscribe to the channel, like, comment, and share. And thank y'all for riding, bro. We will be back with another one. As you can see, we big dog status up here, man. 2 big dogs with my brother Keon and Tank. And peace out to the next one, man. Tank, you have a good one, bro. Keon, you have a good one. I appreciate y'all, brothers.
All right, salute.
Thank you, King. Y'all do the same. Everybody stay safe and be blessed.
Yes, sir.
Shalom.
Shalom.